Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to Tomes and Tales RPG. I drove as fast as I could to pick this shit up because I didn't realize that my two very cool and very sexy psionics were going to get waffle stomped. Capital F, fucked. The Undying League have seemingly put an end to the criminal organisation known as the Syndicate that was taking over the treetop village of Dasso, and in light of their success, Pip has offered them a journey home on the back of the giant eagle Valoran. But something is not well, as Valoran has been struck down from the sky by seemingly a piece of masonry, a giant piece of building perhaps. So let's zoom back in down below the tree line of Velikrinos on tonight's episode of Tomes and Tales. Ooh!
A story from Tomes and Tales RPG.
Welcome back. Thanks. The gusts of dirt and dust settle, your eyes taking time to adjust. Over the distance, you see that you are at the foot of the mountain of Carathian. The highway that grants entry on foot can be seen rising over the trees, this long, extensive, handcrafted built piece of road that extends up, leading to the dais entrance of the city built into the side of the mountain. From behind you, deeper into the woods, you can hear the cries and squawks of pain from Valoran hidden in the tree line. Inside the clearing, you see before you the shattered remains of an old temple left to time. Make sure I actually did hit that red button. Ostara, in this moment, you take in your surroundings, the rock outcroppings, the gigantic trees, and the crumbling temple.
There are giant snakes everywhere. Oh no, everybody better eat them.
Oh,
okay.
Save the people.
Thank you so much.
Your mind, Ostara, begins to ache, being forced to come to terms with something you've long forgotten. I will need you to make another wisdom saving throw, please.
Yeah, one second.
Each team needs one of these.
Oh, okay.
That's right. That's why it sounds so familiar.
26.
I thought
You take
Cody
12 points
was a
of psychic damage.
thief.
Ow.
You good?
No.
What have you done?
Dyslexia wins again.
So you take another 12 points of psychic damage.
IRL.
You have seen this place before, but not alone. There was a man. He was like you. He was with you. In fact, he was in love with you. From within the temple, you begin to hear something. Ages passed, and the corpse of what we made lays still and downtrodden in the dirt of our oppressors. Do any of you have a sense of the feeling of watching your entire link to this world be severed? Like a rusted chain left to rot in the wilderness. I was there. I saw the turn of the tide, the raising of the entire world, and how we were left to burn while the gods chose their toys over us who came before. From within the remains of the temple, something stirs, like bundles of stone and cloth left like in the shadow of the mountain, like something that's just been dumped there, begin to gain life as it begins to lurch and move. I've seen the elves claim the woods and build homesteads. I've seen the armies of man pillage and ravage the gift the matron bled for. And for what? For gold. The stirring in the temple gains momentum, and with a burst of air, like this thing leaps out of the roof that no longer exists, and lands with this deafening crash with the earth beneath its feet, before we continue, I'm going to give you an opportunity to place yourselves where you believe you would have fallen, as there was a slight semblance of control. So we're going to move around the table. We'll start with Mac, and we'll work our way around. In this instance, where do you believe you would have fallen?
I have no idea. Throw me in the middle. Mac wouldn't have thought. He would have just landed.
Bang. Ostara, yes.
Ostara and Lelianna landed together.
That's right, because you caught her, yes, you did.
I reckon we would have slid a bit from the shield.
Absolutely. Jorja style.
I reckon probably over here. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Roll, one of you. Actually, no, it'll be Lelianna. You're going to roll a d20 for me. It's going to be a luck check. You want 12 or higher.
Oh, natural 20.
So you're not prone, you get to stand up. So you're not going to lose any movement.
Fuck yeah.
Hold me like a baby.
Like a baby.
I defy your announcement.
Finnegan, where would you be?
Because he managed to hold on to the bird as long as possible.
I had so many rebels.
I feel like it would be around like this.
Would you like to be up here?
Yeah.
Maybe? Oh, Vasco's just coming along for the ride. What's up, pal?
I'll just get Leliana's mini.
And where would Vasco be?
Due to evasion, I imagine he's probably.
His little fucking arm just broke off. God damn it.
That's alright.
His arm is
This is why I now have ABS like resin.
Yep.
Is he
What
alright?
side would the bird have crashed on? On what direction? The trajectory.
So you technically would actually be coming. The mountain is here. You would have been coming this way.
Yep, so he would have crashed that way? Alright.
Just come.
Pop me between the two.
Here.
A little bit further forward.
Oh,
Yep, a little bit more. There.
cool. With his one little arm. His little arm there. I'm so
have it?
upset. Yeah, I'm so
Thank you.
upset. Hey, that new resin's going to work wonders. The entity.
Now I'm armless.
The entity lands with this sickening crash right about here. No, you know what? This thing's got bravado. It's going to land in front of you.
Feel free to shift me back a little bit.
Oh, actually, I will. Yeah, for that.
Yeah.
So, an enormous grey-skinned giant lands on the ground, the earth cracking beneath his feet, his hand wrapped a bit around this gigantic, beautiful, very beautiful, ornately designed and built, but dirty golden hammer. I mean, a battle axe. And he looks down at you specifically, this very strong, out of the whole group, he's met with this, very strong individual. And he looks down at you and goes, "Art thou ancestor smiling down upon thee? Mine art, and they whisper for me to strike you down. Forefathers and foremothers guide my many hands and lay
How many
waste.
fairies do you have?
Guide my hands and lay waste to the rodents who beseech me. From under this forest green cloak, you see one, then another, then two more, and then several smaller, vestigial, almost growth-like appendages reveal themselves as the cloak shifts and falls as was kind of like wearing a shawl over his cape. And from beside him, another hidden arm, which itself is growing out of the main arm that holds the battle axe, pulls out a secondary, smaller axe, which is about your height by this point.
It's exception.
He slams his golden axe upon the soil, and it shatters the earth beneath him even more. He almost sinks a little bit into the ground. And he looks at you all and says, "I am the crafter of your end. Kneel and die to the hands of the craftsman." And this is what you see.
You're a bit intense, aren't you?
Oh, that is sick, dude!
Godric the Grafted mini. Everyone roll initiative.
That's dope.
Oh
That's sick as fuck!
The fuck?
We're all gonna die. This is Elden
This is why I went home. He's like, "You guys."
It is
bit
Elden
my
Ring.
last
That's where I got it from.
So-
I would like to take my next 6 actions. Dodge rolling.
You're over encumbered. Over encumbered. Slow roll. Alrighty, has everyone rolled? Oh wait, you might want to check that now because I'll be standing up for this one. 25 to 20.
23.
Okay, so it's going to be there. 19 to 15.
18.
High roll for Lelianna.
I know.
14 to 10.
12.
That's going to be
11.
So Mac is there.
Maybe no.
And what did you get, Finnegan?
Number 8.
Oh,
I'm just going to double check. You're recording, right?
red dot. Yep.
Cool.
That's everybody. Yep. Vas, Lel, Ostara, Mac, Finnegan. Beautiful. Top of initiative, believe it or not. Vasco.
Shing, shing, shing. Straight for the knees.
Okay, let me
This
pull up.
guy has like 3 kneecaps on this leg. I'm about to collect them all.
You got rollers if you need it too.
No, that's all good. This one's actually the white dots of the grid.
Oh, it's gridded. I didn't even know.
It's it was the new battle systems one. They're faintly gridded.
I like that.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Right.
I hate grids on tables because
25 is my... Unless I take dash action, which I will as my bonus.
If they release more with different variations with this grid, I think I actually want to go this
I
direction.
like this.
Because it cost me $50 instead of paying $130 to get the ones shipped over from the States that I like.
Ooh, okay.
God, battle maps are expensive.
Does a 27 hit?
It does.
Beautiful. 5 of those, 1 of those, and I'm going to throw some Divine Smite on top just for shits and giggles.
Absolutely.
And what I forgot to add last time was the additional damage that comes with, no, my weapon, which is what's it called? Dueling? Where I get to add 2 additional damage.
Oh, you got the duel, it's like Dueling Master, yeah.
Yeah. So...
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that's called.
I've been...
Like a display quality.
It's actually meant to be smaller. Yasashi, thanks bud, printed this for me at 187%.
Is this the one that when he was doing the minis for the paint off, he's like, I'm already sending Cody to stuff?
That was something else.
Oh god. Whenever Yasashi tells me that he's printing something for Cody, I'm like, something bad's coming our way.
Yeah,
If it's something basic, Cody will just get me to print it. But if he's like, oh, I want to fucking mess with you.
This fucking BBEG mini is fucking tight as fuck.
I'm very... it's not the best I could have painted it, but I am very happy with it.
Great, man.
Yeah.
When I saw some dude online painting it for like an ASMR video, I was like, I want that mini, and I looked up and I found it.
That's a 32, my lord.
32 damage. Oh, I forgot my calculator, my lord. It's alright, I got one here.
And then I'm gonna take
32.
4 steps back.
Okay, give me a moment.
Because I've got 20
feet.
Yeah, I've got 20 feet of movement left. So I can move back 20 foot.
10, 15, 20. Yep.
Yeah.
He will take a reaction hit on you. That's going to be a 23 to hit. 22, sorry.
Uncanny dodge. What's half of that?
That's to hit.
Oh,
That's
to
not the
hit,
damage.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Forgive
22
me.
to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Sorry.
Okay, so
I've
that's-
only got a 16 in small.
M small.
But yes, halving this damage, because this is gonna hurt.
No, maybe he's weak.
Maybe it's all D4s. Maybe
17
it's
points of slashing damage as the small vestigial arm on the gold one. So the gold one swings over the top of you due to your height difference, and you watch as the other one, boom, and fucking hits you in the back, goring you across the chest. You do get to halve that damage.
rounding upward.
Rolls down. All damage halved goes down.
What's half of 17?
Well, what's 16? 8.
At least 3.
You're right, it is at least 3.
You technically weren't wrong in your statement.
If it's divisional by
Is that your turn, Vasco?
Yeah.
Next is going to be the craftsman
Ew.
on a 21 on initiative.
What is his name?
The craftsman. Yep.
That's
King Hephaestus.
King Hephaestus. He is going to, you know what? You hit him. No. The little guy doesn't bother him as much because he got you on the way out. He's going to direct at you specifically.
Yeah, well, Max just looking at him like,
He looks at you with these with all these vestigial arms and stuff that are on his body. He looks, he goes, "Oh, how the biggest fall first."
yeah, you're gonna fall.
That's going to be a 18 to hit.
No.
Oh, yeah, you got really high AC.
Fucking A, I do.
That's going to be a 23
That one.
on that one, so...
Yeah. Oh.
Just.
that's going to be 20 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
Third attack. That is going to be a... That's not going to hit. And that's going to be a 26.
That will hit.
.22 points of slashing damage. You guys watch as the big arm with the gauntlet raises this golden axe and then proceeds to just fucking hammer down on Mac. It's not an axe, it's a hammer by this point. And it just goes boom, boom, boom. Every time it hits the ground, it sends waves of dirt and dust and debris towards you. And that is his turn at this point. I don't know... Yep, that's going to be his turn. Next will be Lelianna.
All right. As a quick aside, because everyone's landed on their bum holes, is everybody looking quite scuffed up from that landing?
No, because everyone else made the saves. I think you two were the only ones that kind of got a bit rough. But I think, did anyone... You took no damage.
16.
You took half.
I did not take damage from the fall, but I did take damage of another fall. That is all. Remember when we took psychic damage because we're trying to be like...
Yeah.
Lelianna will kind of look at the scene before them, like getting up and whatnot, and she'll just look at this fucking monstrosity in front of them, and she'll just say, "You're getting in our way, we've still got work to do!" And she'll put her arm up to the sky and pull down, and she's going to cast Mass Healing Word.
Nice. What a good flex. We've still got work to do, you're getting in the way.
I'm going to...
Fuck you anyway, really, like... This motherfucker.
Okay.
Which mighty having business in the sky.
I did myself a do-outs wrong.
Oh, my apologies, I've casted that at the wrong level. I don't want to do that.
No, that's okay.
I wanted it this level. Alright, everybody get 13 health back.
Nice.
My pleasure. And then I will... Guys, again, I'm going to ruin your day. I actually do have guidance. I did scroll far enough myself. And right there on the top, right above Mindy.
I thought it was just a
This is
thing,
alphabetical order.
I realized I made a damage error. I used the incorrect dice. I realized I changed the stat block. So just to mitigate that, because I feel like I might have done you guys dirty, anyone that took damage can give yourself 10 points back.
I'll take it.
That's how I'm going to mitigate that.
Was that with the falling or...
No, for the axe. So anyone who got hit by the craftsman.
Gotcha.
So, Vasco back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go near that. I end my turn.
Okay, wonderful. At the end of your turn, he's going to the craftsman can use his first villain action. He is going to
Please, villain action.
use Crushing Leap. He leaps 20 feet into the air and gets to move up to half his movement. So he goes up and over, and he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, which is exactly half.
So I get...
You can get an opportunity attack if you'd like.
Take it. Wait, that's not the right dice.
That's a D12, my man.
18 plus 9. 27 to hit?
That's going to hit.
And 13 points.
Okay. 13, was it?
So as he jumps, Matt just jumps as well, like scratches him with his horns.
Nice. He would have landed...
He absolutely lands at you and goes, oh fuck.
When he leapt, he actually would have landed closer to you than he would have to the other two, so I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Oh no, sorry, a strength saving throw.
A strength?
Which I believe you are proficient in, so you're definitely the right one to be there.
How do I know if I'm proficient in ones like
It should be the one with the dots on it.
yeah, but strength.
I think.
I've got proficient. Oh no, sorry, I've got it up here in saving throws. No, I don't. I do want dex though.
Strength save.
You should have two.
I should have two.
It was either the strength or the con.
I can tell you right now. Hang on.
I think because it was really
Con, dex, or strength. It depends on which one you pick.
Right.
Yeah.
So dex was for me.
Dex.
17.
17. That is going to be a failure.
I built him. You could. It was strength or dex. So that you could build for the skirmisher.
You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone. Bang.
Sorry, did I fail?
You fail.
I auto take half damage if I fail a dex save.
It wasn't dex, it was strength.
That's right. You changed it.
I didn't change it. You get to pick, and you pick dexterity.
No, you first said dex.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it was strength, yeah. That is me.
My brain trip. 11 points, and I'm prone.
That's his thing. That's all he can do. He rushed up to you. That is going to be Ostara with Mac on deck.
Would I have still been able to make my attack on him?
Yeah. So you got him on the way out, and then he landed. Yeah. So now it's your turn.
just one shot, sweetheart. I can't. Not with that attitude. Manifest.
Ask the DM for a level 9 power word kill.
I love that spell. To not die immediately, I'm gonna use the symbiotic entities first. That is an action works. Takes one of my wild shape slots.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'll get 10 HP for that.
Okay.
And then for my bonus action, very few things that I can do. So I'll do the spread. I think we'll spring spores. So while the symbiotic entity feature is active, you can hurl up the spores up to 30 feet away with a spell for a 10-foot cube for 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put it on the other side of him where he's encompassed.
What's the radius? Sorry.
It's 10-foot cube.
Oh, sweet. Right there.
Whenever a creature moves into the cube or starts to turn it, the creature takes your hair of spores damage unless the creature succeeds on a con saving throw. So he'll need to make a con saving throw when he starts his turn.
I'm just going to use the 15-foot cube one.
You said all that so quick.
Where was
I feel like I need to slow the video down.
Where am I putting it? Where was I putting it? Sorry.
Next to him, so he's encompassed by it, but it's out of the way for us. It's not going to hurt us.
So we're going to put that right. Well, yeah, he takes up so much room that he's just on top of it. Slay.
So I just imagine him doing that with all the hands.
Yeah.
Raise up your arms.
So he'll need to make a con save. You can choose whether you want to do it now or at the start of his turn, but it's when he starts his turn then.
Well, would you rather him do it now?
We can do it now so we remember,
Okay.
but he won't take damage till starts his turn.
32.
Just spit in my eyes. Quite simply.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Sorry. 31.
Oh, that's alright then.
Why did you say so?
What are you talking
He has a
about?
high constitution, guys.
I'm dying here.
I'm trying to walk past your fucking house. Where's the fucking gabagool? Anything else, Ostara? No? Mac with Finnegan on deck.
Oh, no, I can't do that. Never mind.
All good.
Stand up.
That's half your movement.
And I have a total of 45.
So that would be, rounding down, you get 20.
20. I can still reach him with 20.
Fucking oath. That's 5, 10, 15, baby.
First round of attacks. 17 plus 9, 26 to hit.
Yep.
6 plus 9, 12. That's not 12. How does that work? 15 to hit.
That is his armor class.
Oh, cool. So both hit. So 22 points of damage for that lot.
Yep.
And
Go on, Mr. Sparkle.
using 1 for a second round of attacks.
Yep.
Bonus action. 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
And that'll hit too.
Oh, yeah.
17 hits.
15 is his armor class.
Yeah.
He's only wearing cloth.
13 points and 12 points, so
Becomes
25
25.
points. I'm going to use another hit die to add to my armor class. So I've got a +5 till my next turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to use his second villain action. Axe Storm. He performs a swirling maneuver, so you watch as he begins to spin the golden axe, and the silver one follows behind it, and it just becomes this absolute fucking whirlwind. I need Ostara, Lelianna, and Mac to please all make dexterity saving throws.
19.
That saves.
18.
Fails.
Oh, well, mine obviously does then.
Yep. Okay, so here we go.
What if it's a 20 in spirit?
Then you can feel good about it, but that's what's happening.
Fuck!
So everyone, so Max succeeded.
And you said dex.
No, you failed. You succeeded. You failed.
You said dex.
It was dex.
So I take half.
You take half regardless.
I hope it's a love note to me.
You take 12 points of slashing damage, but hang tight, there is still more.
Really in love with you since the beginning of time. I wish you were my wife.
12 points of slashing damage and 12 points of force damage to anyone who failed. On a success, obviously you get half. You get half automatically. You get half.
12 points total. 24 total and 12.
24 total, so you can half. You can half it. And everyone who failed, so that's going to be, even though Mac gets the half, he still failed, and Lelianna, you guys get knocked back 10 feet and are knocked prone. So 5, 10 prone. 5 about there, I think, because the map's a bit hard with how fucking big he is. That's his villain action. That is going to go to Finnegan. That's your turn.
Okay, I am going to cast Shatter. Didn't you mention that he was starting to, when he appeared, he was coming out of the stone?
He leapt out of it. He's not made of stone. He was hiding in it.
Oh, that would have been so
Oh, it would have been so good.
Put those dogs away!
I'm still going to cast it anyway, so
Absolutely.
he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Unfortunately, the DC is 16.
Fail.
That one, come on.
26.
He still takes half damage anyway. And
Why? You're being so mean to me.
Sorry.
It's a 45.
That's something. It's good as on there.
Jorja's gotten so comfortable, she's now joining in on the bullying.
One of us.
One of
You
us.
actually have to go through an interview process before you come to the table. It's all like,
It's very
how badly do you want to bully your DM?
It's like a 3-day interview.
so he takes 10 damage.
Is that already halved?
Yes, that's
Thank you.
halved.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, because it's a 10-foot radius, which I'm assuming he would fit right in.
Oh yeah, it's basically under him,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
Yeah, his base is the 10-foot radius.
that is me. Then I will just start to move slightly closer as well.
What's your movement?
Good question.
I think it's 30.
30. Yes.
Do you want to make, would you like to make, if you want to leap down, I'll basically just let you get that for free, but you've just got to make what's dexterity? An acrobatics check.
No, I'm just going to go the back way.
So 5,
I'll slowly
10,
make my way
15,
down.
20, 25, 30.
Yeah.
Making my way down the stairs.
Surely if you just like slips and goes for it, you can just
I think he's got the reach for it.
Shield down his
But yes, that is Finnegan.
Yep. Oh, pal. Okay. Using his last villain action, he's going to turn to face you, move up to his movement, which is about there, but he has 15 feet of reach due to him being a giant. Last villain action, consider yourself dismissed. So he gets to make a singular great axe attack against you with advantage. So we will see if this
Fail
hits.
both.
He just moves.
Can I do an attack on him with...
You can make an op check, yeah.
Sorry, I'm having a moment.
It's okay.
You can only do physical
Use a
attacks
reaction
unless
to do a 1d8 necrotic creature that you can see with his
con save throw. Yeah, all my stuff's con as well. Oh my god.
You never know, it might roll like Dookie.
Yeah, make a con save for me.
29.
It's been more than my DC.
I gave you false code. That's on me, I wear that on my chin.
I'll probably check it.
He's gonna make his swing on Finnegan.
Okay, if it's just I roll and I hit him, like an idiot.
I don't think he's going to.
You can either attack or you can use a reaction.
23 to hit Finnegan.
Yeah.
That is going to be the 2d12 for the great axe. Oh, fuck. 31 points of slashing damage because he rolled max on the die.
Yeah.
And then you guys watch as the craftsman, like, it's not even a run, it's a lumber. He just clears the 40 feet due to his sheer size and how far his legs can move, like the gate. He waltzes up to you, dragging this golden axe, and it cuts through the staircase, picks you up, you get cleaved, it goes through your plate, like it's like almost like it doesn't cut you, it's the plate bending that gets you.
Yeah.
You get hoisted up, and with a twirling motion, he spins and he's going to throw you 60 feet in any direction of its choosing. Where are those rulers? What was it? So where's the 60 feet mark on this bad boy?
That's the whole thing.
That's 60 feet?
I agree with that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's all
No,
intro.
we don't because it's Finnegan getting launched.
We ignore the drawings on that.
Spread his wings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the inches are on the side.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Thank you, I'm dumb as hell.
They don't have rules.
So he is going to, you guys watch as it spins.
Take it scorch so it doesn't get that.
He spins with Finnegan on the golden axe, and in this flurry, hurls him, and he goes, you're going to go flying into that. So, whoop, poof, and hit the fucking, the temple. You take, on top of that,
You really come at us this time to get back for that last combat, I feel.
He was in the car.
Alright, that's my last Red Bull tonight, guys.
HP. Right, villain action.
17 points of falling damage, and you are knocked prone. I fucked that up. Sorry. There's another 46 on top of that. I wrote these villain actions like ages ago.
It's alright. Actually,
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 29 points of bludgeoning damage on top.
Quickly do
Hands down.
something. I didn't realise I had this spell.
Is the spell reaction or action?
Reaction.
What is it?
Shield of Faith.
Is it an reaction? Shield of Faith?
Oh, no, it's a bonus action. Never mind. Sorry.
No, Shield. I was going to say, no way Shield of Faith's a reaction.
I thought it was. That's on me.
So, what I'm gonna do, because he only had 11 hit points left.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, because he,
Yeah, so that is gonna be one fail for the death save.
So this is all part of the one attack.
Yeah.
Because it's a villain action, I'm not going to include the hitting damage as a failed death save.
Okay.
I will not.
Unconscious.
Yes. I do not. I think that would kind of be shitty. I only do the rule where it's like you have to be hit by an attack to fail a death save.
Okay.
I think. Will that change in the future? Who knows?
What happened in one big go? So you copped that all and it knocked you down?
Yes, it's all considered part of the same attack.
I like being an AoE spell, you know, that as well, but yeah.
Yeah, AoE spells, I believe, are always just one,
Yeah,
whereas attacks are always two. So it's like, I consider it to be one of the whole
AoEs
thing.
can't be crits, that's the thing.
Exactly,
Yeah. It's down, it's an auto crit, which was.
But that is the last of his villain actions. That goes back to the top of initiative. That goes back to the top of initiative.
They were for another.
That's going to be Vasco. That's you.
Can you close the distance between me and Finnegan? And I'm going
5,
to use
10,
my
15,
lay on
20.
hands
Yep.
and dump 10 hit points straight into you.
That's an action. Yep.
Yep. And then my bonus action will be Shield of Faith, which should raise your AC by 2.
Because he's not from 0, I can't use my class feature.
That you automatically get full healing. Yeah.
Did you have a scheme?
If you want to retcon that, when someone's on 0 HP, I don't have to roll, I just get the max amount of healing on whatever healing spell.
Something Google gets to do.
I didn't know that. I'm happy to retcon that if you'd like.
If you want to do something else with your turn, that's...
I'll allow it.
Let's do it in that case. But I'm still using my bonus action of Shield of Faith.
Okay. So where do you? So you're about here. So where do you want to go? Bink.
Too far. I was only about 20 foot off him. So, what would the range be?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Dash in again.
Like a
2
bolt.
seconds. Because I've got to roll back that. Give me.
This map looks cool. There's meant to be a top of the tree here, but it was making this camera out of focus, so I got rid of
I
it.
was tripping it.
Would I be able to get the?
Yeah, this one's just in the corner. but
Let
it's
me
not
in
blocking.
2024.
I love that.
Let me in.
Yeah, because I need to find the werewolf.
So I need to figure out where I live first.
I was just trying to...
I just didn't know that was a class feature.
No,
That's okay.
no, that's all good. No, I wasn't trying to underpass you with that, I'm sorry.
No, that's alright.
I think instances like that, where it's more tactically viable, you want someone to interrupt. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey,
I've only
fucko,
got
don't do
healing
that.
points
Yeah, because I
ever.
thought that you might be able to do something with a bit, like, that'd be a bit more better for you.
Bit more pizzazz.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I can almost imagine Vasco yelling, "You got him!" Charges me.
Sorry, I'm just Googling something.
Actually,
Help me out.
that spell doesn't go off because I need my dash action as well.
That's fine.
That's good.
I think I've got, I think I've got enough.
What'd you get?
Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Thank fuck.
He's got
'cause
AC.
I couldn't remember the number. I had 15 to 17 written down.
He's got a 15 AC because he's only wearing cloth. He's just a big old dude.
It is not a sneak attack.
No, there's no way you'd have advantage.
Damn, she just watched
Almost sounds like your road class sucks, pal.
It almost sounds
you just-
like I could only use Thief.
Spitting poison tonight.
that. 19 damage. And then I'm going to resume the rest of my dash and go that way.
How
20
far?
foot.
5, 10, 15, 20, like just away.
Yep.
He's going to use a reaction to try and hit you.
Yep.
Fun fact about this dude, I'll just give it to you. This guy gets a reaction on every turn in combat because he has so many arms.
It checks out.
That's going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
$13 plus 21 points of slashing damage as the axe hits you. The small vestigial arm hits you in the back with the great axe on the way out.
10 damage.
Okay. That is going to be...
Reaction.
Yes. That is going to be the craftsman.
Sure, he doesn't want to skip his turn. Or
So let
flee.
me have it all
Maybe he's
now.
going to flee.
God damn.
Oh, look, he is alright.
He's going to split his 4 attacks between the two of you. So we'll do the first 2 on Mac at advantage because he's prone.
We'll see. You're going to hit someone while they're down? Pussy, I'm standing right here. Is it because I'm small?
24 on the first one.
No.
24?
I got a +5 on my AC to my next turn because of my ability.
Oh, he's the die.
5 AC.
Yep.
That's just rolling around on the ground.
Well, that's going to be
That's what you were practicing for last night. I understand now.
28 on the second one.
Duck.
16 points of slashing damage while you're on the ground, and then the next 2 on Vasco.
Miss. You're gonna miss. You're gonna miss.
Okay.
That's going to be a 29.
That's a hit.
And then 29 again.
All right.
18 points of slashing on the first one. And then 11 points of slashing on the second attack.
I'm cool with this.
And that's it. That's his turn. He gets 4 attacks. That is going to be Lelianna.
Alright, even though I am prone, I can still cast.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, you can, my dear.
I am going to use my class feature to be able to do the max amount of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just grab...
Is there a range to this spell?
There is 60, yes.
And you've done the measurement already from where you are?
That's the full ruler, so you
He
have
is
to get up and move.
out of range.
Ah.
But half your movement, which is 30 with 15, may I please?
I think it'll get you.
I can drop that spell.
5, 10, 15. If you spend half your movement, you'll get it.
Okay, bet, so less.
I'll allow it. You're right on the cast, but you gotta.
You are a generous overlord, thank you, sir.
I know.
That's going to, so with the max, that's going to do 24 points of healing.
On your beloved husband.
Sorry, I was just
That's him
reading.
waking up.
That was 14, you said?
24.
24.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Not my husband, you bitch!
Stay away from him.
I am a man.
Are you still a bitch?
Is that your turn, Lelianna? Any bonus actions, anything?
Healing word is a bonus action.
Oh, there you go.
So, let me just rouse my cows myself.
So healing word's a spell. It's a leveled spell.
I'm just going to throw my mace at it. No, I can't.
You surely you got damaging cantrips and stuff? Surely.
Look, listen.
Leliana's like, what is a cantrip?
What I might do?
Let me fix your breastplate, husband.
Indeed, a cantrip.
Like squeeze a
yes.
plastic bottle back to open.
Okay, I'm going to cast Sacred
Yeah, we
Flame.
love
Okay.
Please make a dexterity saving throw.
He does.
Beautiful.
He's too big. He's not proficient in dex.
So that's actually a bolstered version of it because of my class. Let me. I forget what the numbers mean.
I'm so sorry.
You robbed me blind. Yes.
In marriage, that's called borrowing.
I could have taken no less. That's 16 radiant damage in total.
Not bad. He's starting to look a bit hurt.
So she will actually say that now that she's thrown a sacred flame. She'll be like, hands off my husband, you bitch!
Is that your turn?
Indeed.
Ostara, that is you with Mac on deck.
Grab. I'm going to do Corrupting Earth, so I need to make a dex save of 16 feet. Oh, I really should have read that first one.
That's a nat one.
I am indeed a Jedi. I have found the Force.
Shut up!
Okay. Oh, I don't have any fixes. That's a 12. That's a 12. One moment, sorry. I did not count this out to begin with. That's a 12.
It's one of those things where you're like, this isn't gonna work. It works. You're like, oh, fuck.
I'm gonna need to borrow some d12 if that's alright.
Yeah, how many?
1.
Send the kids to camp.
9. That's also a 9. Okay.
A win is a win.
That's a tiny D12. What the fuck?
Yes, it is. 1 second. So 9 and 9 is 18, is 30, is 36, is 41 points of bludgeoning damage. As the rock around him just rises up to beat the shit out of him.
It's like they're shooting at me from all different angles. So I was just like,
And it's a 20-foot cube. Can I center it so that it angles to just at him and be like...
his base is basically nearly 20 feet. So we'll just say that when you do those spells, it's basically just his base.
Well, so yeah, it's a bit too far back to hit Vasco or Mac, but it's centered on him.
The way the map's laid out, he'll perfectly encompass him and him alone. He is a giant, you know what I mean? It's a big fucking creature.
And that ground becomes difficult terrain, just that he's standing on from the spell.
Wonderful. Good to know.
Oh, I didn't plan what my bonus action was going to be. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. I didn't know what cantrips I had until 5 minutes ago.
It's like that sometimes.
Yeah, look, listen.
Don't worry, I was there like trying to find where this fucking thing is, and I finally found it.
How bad is Finnegan looking?
Yeah, 24 points of damage.
Alright, so what springs up next to him is that little glowing mushroom person again.
Oh!
Oh wait, no, I can't do that. I'm so sorry. It's a level spell.
No, you're all good.
My bad. Never mind. We're just gonna do the sports thing again.
Okay.
Suffering.
I'm sorry. It starts going. Ah.
It like goes to its whole life, like
Shrivels up, falls back into the stone.
a little ghost stone comes up here, loves Pepe.
Pepe, a fun guy.
I need a con save, please.
17?
Oh, my save's a 16. Fuck. Yeah, that saves. Never mind. And I'm gonna move to be right next to Lelianna, and then just say to her, if you want to get through, I can get you there.
Please.
Alright, I can't do that just yet,
But we will.
Would you like my suitcase?
What happened?
would you mind a retcon shot? Because I'm an idiot and a stupid.
Depends what it is.
It didn't hit anyway. Would I have been able to not do the sports thing and instead use my bonus to face step? Would you? I know I did call that, and that is my bad. Would you allow that rather?
We're at the end now, I think, yeah. I think so.
What a shit GM.
No.
Shitty chance. Don't let my players do what they want. Fuck me, right?
It's the second round in a row.
Just off the fuck. Get fucked.
I'm just kidding, you're the best DM, we love you.
That's all good. I'm so sorry.
Damn.
Excuse me, I don't know what came over me.
Screw the shag.
Next is going to be Mac with Finnegan on deck.
Stand up and start swinging.
That's half your movement, yep.
It's just a repeat of my
Nat 20.
Yes!
For a total of, just remind me.
29.
Let's check something.
His AC's 15, I think I should.
It is 15. Okay.
5 plus 9, 14 points of damage to the first attack.
Yes.
19, another crit.
He is going to... He's going to reaction deflect attack, adds +5 to his AC, becomes 20.
Okay, a 19 plus 9 is a 28.
Oh, was it 19? Will I die?
You're gonna die.
Fuck, he's already done it. Yep, go.
6 plus 9, another 15 points of damage.
Bink, 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 bink.
Advantage on all attacks till my next turn now, because that's crits, so everyone's attacking it. I'm going to use my bonus to do another 2. This one is a 15 will hit.
That'll do it.
And a 25 will hit.
Roll all that together.
So 25 in total.
I don't know how fucking math works. I'm putting the wrong numbers in.
And I'm going to expend another fury to add to my AC.
Mm-hmm.
So a +6 this time.
We are absolutely gonna limit how many of those cunts you can use when a campaign 2 rolls around. I'm sick of this shit. I'm absolutely putting a limit on how much petrol you can put in the chainsaw, okay?
It's weird, like, because monks don't have a limit either, but I feel like they kind of should.
The thing is, monks, it's points. With the skirmisher, it's dice, and the value plays a part. So I think there is going to be a hard cap. Otherwise, it just becomes impossible. Yeah. But alas, we're deep in the story. I can't change it now because I'd be a dick.
I got 12.
Finnegan, that's you, my boy.
Yes. He's still standing. Better than he ever did. Yeah, so I'll use half my movement to get up.
No, you know what? I'm going to crawl.
He gonna let that dog out.
He got that dog in him. Literally.
I can't remember if the wolf has more movement than he does or not, because it doesn't really specify in the little...
You have like the little bit of your notes filled out, right?
I do.
It has nothing about your movement?
No, it does not.
You got the wolfman there?
I do have the wolfman. Oh yeah, there's a
The exact vibe I got from that exchange was like someone going to take like a wine glass off a server, and the server like walks away and goes,
yeah, that's the exact feeling I had. Thank you.
No,
very much.
No full movement, it seems.
Yeah.
It's not in the original statistics change, so no, you do not get more movement, unfortunately.
He gets 60 foot.
Just
I see
grows
right
60
there.
legs.
it says, oh no dude, it says 100 feet movement.
Yeah,
I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, you can't see it from that angle, so I'll just read it for you. 100 feet of
You
movement.
can trust us.
I can't. I fucking can't trust any of you fuckers.
We love you too.
Oh shit, it also says he gets like 6 attacks in one go.
I see it. I
We need
see
to
it.
retcon this after the game. That's crazy.
Can't take damage.
And he gets a free action to smell
He's
own
immortal?
ass.
You can kill.
It's just a bunch of... As Vasco's like, ah! And it's just Finnegan's wolf nose in his ass. Right in the crack.
Most
think Vasco
he's
that,
yeah. He's finally getting something.
His little kill goes up and it's just 2 little halfling butt cheeks.
They got like the little rosy, like fucking.
Oh, like the rosy cheese.
Yeah. Like a little cherub bum.
It's like when Finn and Jake into Adventure Time yell at the ice, get out of here, Bubble Butt! Wow! He's got like bouncing little dog booty. Magic Man! That was a great show. I also like regular show.
Time.
You muscle man! 53 minutes, so you probably go back a little bit. Oh no, bro! You know who else makes 4 attacks per turn? My mom!
There's a separate spell.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Regular show.
No watch.
We gotta get there. We'll get there. And then Mark Hamill played Skips the monkey.
Because they always come
context.
one after each other in on
Yes, they
I've been
did.
marking
oh my god.
the equivalent of.
Yeah, I picked that up earlier.
Yeah. Go on.
Does he class as a humanoid or a creature?
He's classified as a giant. So he's a creature. He's a giant.
I gotta get around to it at some point.
Only certain creatures fall into like when they're classified as not creatures. I believe like elementals and constructs aren't technically creatures, they're their own thing, but everything else, if it bleeds, you can kill it, it's a creature. They just have variants of what they are. So like humanoids, giants, insectoids, I think are one.
Some of that technicalities of terms can be hard to keep up with.
I pick it as I go. It's like, is it a creature? And I was like, it's technically a robot. Is it a creature? It's technically an elemental or a construct. That's where I kind of draw the line.
I think.
I think if it bleeds, it's a creature. It makes sense to me.
The term that I've lived in my head for, by this point, about 2 decades, Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Predator. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I will get Finnegan to move 1 diagonally and 2 forward, which is his 15 feet.
Yep.
And then I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. So if I succeed, I would like him to push him away. So that is a con of 16.
That's going to be a 23.
It's motherfucker.
3. I love yous.
The confidence.
He still takes
half? Yep.
damage.
Thunder
He's not
wave.
pushed away.
That map is all by right by Thunder.
So that is only 4 damage.
Alrighty. You watch as like the thunder that releases from your hand travels up his body into like the bits of metal that he has, and there's a slight. You watch as like some of the arms on his back go what, and they kind of seize for a bit, but like the rest of his like big mass kind of just like flexes off the electricity.
Yeah.
Bones. Anything else?
No, that is all.
Can't say that I have, Jimbo. Back to the top of initiative is going to be Vasco.
Hey, I have advantage now. You know what this means. I'm a shaky.
Oh wait, was that a spell attack? Or a save? Oh, no, it was a save.
The save.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a save. 25.
That'll do it.
Good.
Oh, you have advantage. I was going to say, how did you have advantage? Because of Mac.
Yeah.
Return of the man.
Oh, I didn't know the D6.
Is it back there?
Oh, it's over there.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it, won't it?
It's enough.
37.
Stop calling that random numbers. It's so real.
Mind you, just trying to be a big counter boss troop. These fear in the
Yep.
eyes here.
That's it.
Hang on. I'm thinking. Sorry. Don't roll on my screen, liar.
I saw it come up and I was like, what is that? What is that?
What's in the box?
Oh my god,
Let the hate flow through you, Skywalker. Do it.
Can I, purely to be a pest, use my fast hands, thingy, clasp thing,
The class feature,
that
yeah.
thing, to use an item as a bonus action? It states, or take the use object, utilize action.
Depends on what the object is.
I want to just start throwing pittons at him to piss him off and draw his attention away from
You want to draw aggro?
Yeah.
I'll let you do it, but that's going to be a charisma check. Like, that's going to be like it's going to be persuasion, I think. Because look at it in the scheme of this. He is a giant from the old world. He hates all of you regardless. So drawing his aggro is going to be extremely difficult.
He just has a general aggro.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a 4.
I think
Fail miserably.
you hurl it at him, and one of his little vestigial legs is like kicking, is like you're throwing pitons at him, and he just looks down at you and he goes, "I'll cost you next, little ant." And he kind of like goes towards the guy that's doing the most damage, which is Mac. Is that your turn? That's your turn.
Yep.
Okay. Let me have a look here.
Use your secret shield.
100%.
It's like the last game, you know what fucking word. Yes.
Yeah, I think he would. Yeah, he's going to. He looks down at you, Mac, the one that shows no fear. In fact, you probably show excitement in the combat, which again, in stark contrast to the dream you had the night before, you're proving how strong you are, the damage that you're willing to take for people that you give a shit
Mac
about.
has this weird subconscious memory of fighting a giant once before.
Mac the giant layer.
Fucking
He killed and hooked up with a giant one.
Dirty 20's not gonna do it.
Just another. So he's there, just duck it to the side.
That's gonna be a 30.
Damn it. Crushes his middle finger.
It's like fucking.
17 points of slashing damage. This is the third attack. That's going to be a 29.
Yep.
19 points of slashing damage. And the final attack. Come on. Come on, baby. That's going to be a 23.
No.
Oh, buddy. He just... It's one of those things where it's like, I don't think there is a... No, here's what I reckon. Brings the gold axe up and smashes it down. Dust blows out. You guys are blinded. You're like, fuck, I think he's just crushed Mac, and the dust clears. And Mac, you've got the axe like this in between your palms, like holding this giant axe. While you're distracted, the vestigial arm swings the silver one and disembowels you across the stomach for this deep goring wound. And then you slip the golden one and drops, and that's where he pulls it up and it cuts you up the chin.
Get you to roll at disadvantage for those 2 hits because I've got it at my cloak of displacement. Which the first round wouldn't have mattered because you'd injured me, but I haven't taken hit damage this round, so fingers crossed. The first attack, that's actually higher. Okay,
so,
and the second one I would have taken.
Oh, because once it hit, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That all went through still.
So, yeah, you catch the axe, that growth arm slices you across the stomach. It's really bad. This one guts him to the point where it's like you can see the muscle underneath that's like barely holding your innards together.
That is looking really bad.
And then that's when he drops you. Because of that, you step aside and drop the old golden one, and with the reverse grip with like his like 6-fingered hand, reverses it and pulls it up, and the huge core of this axe busts you up the chin. You take it like takes a chunk of your chin, hairline fracture up through the mouth. It fucking hurts. And then
21 hit points.
He.
I'd like to say though, Mac looks back down and just spits the blood out at him.
Ugh. Gross.
Has a big smile and just bloody teeth. And says his affirmation, I am strong.
I am strong.
I'm not weak.
5, 10, 15, 20.
You know I'm saying
25, 30. Yeah, you can.
I have a half attack. I'm just
Still
rolling
on.
away.
Still have
Oh, and it's advantage because I wait. No, I haven't my turn yet, so 25 to hit.
Even with his reaction, he can't block it.
I do.
10
I don't
damage.
still have advantage.
You do. My turn hasn't come around yet.
Oh.
10 points.
Yeah, he passed both of you. So, technically, Finnegan would get the first one, because Vasco would get the first one. I left him first. Yep. No! Pen on my hand.
What, you got a paper cut?
I hate the feeling.
I thought you got a cut as well.
24.
To hit. Yep, that'll hit. Oh, advantage, sneak attacks me up.
Kill him dead, sweet.
35.
With 2 hit points left. Vasco, how do you kill this giant?
As was prophesied.
I take off his kneecap.
Which one? There's about 10.
3 of them.
I feel like it's...
Like I'm shucking oysters off the side of a fucking ship. I am taking these kneecaps.
What? You know what I think happens? This battle just came out of left field. This was this ancient entity that has harbored hundreds, maybe thousands of years of just hatred for the general fucking populace of this country, this world. Whoever knows. Hecatoncheires, like 100-handed giants, they're so they're so rooted in myth and legend that no one really knows if they even exist anymore, so to see one's probably itself a fucking miracle. You watch the amount of fucking devastation it wreaked in such a short amount of time. Like 18 seconds, I think he dished out about like fucking 90 something points of damage. Like this man just put the work in.
108 points just on me.
Oh, Jesus.
In this moment, you watch as this giant attempts to retreat. Very, very Dark Souls Elden. You watch as he jumps backwards and all of his arms reach out like supports and he rolls. They all kind of move independently. It's real fucked up. And they push him back and the multiple legs on his body help stabilize him as he lands. You feel this gust of wind reach up behind you as one of the smaller raven feathers of your cow blow off, and all of a sudden you feel this uplifting wind, and as he goes to run, you are hurled at him at full speed like the Speedball special. Everyone else witnesses as Vasco turns into a fucking whirling dervish of blades, like slicing through the air like a fucking blender blade that got launched out of a fucking Anko blender.
Nutribullets.
Let her rip!
Yeah.
No, I like it in here. It's warm and a bit sticky.
It is an eruption of gore.
What I tuned into there.
The blood that comes out of this giant is like black with like just age, you know what I mean? Like the ability, just his blood just looks like something else. There's just not of this era of time. And as you whirl through, there's just too much vessel damage. The way they are designed by Fault, like this accursed beast of multiple limbs, he ends up just too many arteries have been severed. You know, your friends have all done insurmountable work to bring him down, and eventually he just crumbles to his knees, more than two, and he kind of hits the deck. I'm gonna sit down for this and go,
Oh, he has like 16 toes on one of his feet.
yeah, dude.
That's so uncomfortable.
Did you want to adjust that camera?
Yes.
Oh, God.
The time.
It can't even focus.
It's so
I'll get
blurry, which makes it better.
Oh my god, this is...
a little bit higher.
Oh, 107. Okay.
This is hard. I'll never make it in the
Just pull it
industry.
down.
Oh!
Towards us? There
There you go. Congratulations.
I'll fix it in post, as they say.
It's okay, please.
It's really hard to do it backwards.
He collapses to the ground, and you watch as like slowly across the course of its body, each one of those little arms begins to like attempt to reach to drag him, but in all directions. Like his body's having a spasm and it can't control where it wants to go. And one by one, the arms begin to like curl up, kind of like a spider, as his muscles contort and stick. And his left arm, which is like a whole like 8 feet longer than his right arm, like that one begins to contort kind of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen kind of shit. Yeah, pass him around, have a look. And as he's crawling towards you, so imagine the camera, little Vasco standing with his cow blowing in the wind, and still this mountainous giant like dragging towards him.
It's giving Attack on Titan.
And it's, yes, very much so, and it's dragging, and he's got this like ragged breathing as he's pulling himself towards you. And you watch as, like, for a moment, I feel like in utter defiance, like, you stand there and he wraps one of his giant hands around you and you feel it begin to squeeze, like he's trying everything, and there's just pure vitriol in his eyes. Like, how dare one of the mighty giants, you know, the race that supposedly ruled the world before humanity was given its gifts, be quelled not only by a mortal but by a small folk, a halfling, someone that is literally the size of an ant compared to him, and he's squeezing it, and it's just this.
I told you not to ignore me.
And then the muscle loosens, and it's like his eyes glaze over with like no fresh blood pumping through his body. You can even hear like his heart in his chest, like, and it stops, and then the muscles contract. He seizes into himself.
Let's keep the good times rolling, gang. Spare the dying.
3 caps, 4 caps.
No.
Mac walks up to Vasco and he's like, "You little fucker!"
No, this is when I get crushed to death. Thank you. It's my time.
The second that Vasco lands a killing blow, Ostara's gonna just grab onto Lelianna and face step over there. And it's the same like mushrooms and bit of plants appear, but it's a little bit colder this time. There's a bit of a chill to it. And yeah, we'll just take her straight to Finnegan.
Thank you so much.
While being tossed around, I'm just going to use up lay on hands now. So that's 10 HP. As he's holding on to not get
Mac's nose.
thrown.
Alright.
Max like opened up, split open jaw, just sort of closes over a little bit.
I'm gonna say, due to the sheer amount of damage that Mac took, when the lay on hands comes over, as much as Vasco tries to heal it, you've now got this like gaping fucking scar from like the bit of your nose across your chin.
Mac will take it.
That's sick as fuck. Can I ask a question?
You may.
Do we have sight on where
Valerian?
the eagle landed? Yes.
Valerian is actually like literally about a field behind you. You just can't see through the trees, but you can still hear that. Like at this point, he's not even speaking celestial. He's like, it's cause of pain by this point. But he's still alive.
After you heal Mac up too, he'll probably like just touch his face into that. He'll put you down and go, oh, and there's like half his guts spilling out. He'll just start pushing it back in and tighten something around his waist a little bit. Just like,
oh no! Don't. Oh.
It's back in.
Cloak. He's trying to like hold it in.
Hey,
What are you doing, Ostara?
I've used my cloak of displacement.
Mass cure wounds.
It's a 14
magical
points
item.
to everyone.
14 points. 14
Includes
points.
the giant eagle.
Because it's within range, you can see or hear.
Actually, no idea. 60 feet. I'll gather.
I'll allow it. Yeah. So.
If not, I can just like everyone up the go.
You guys press through the woods and find Valerian, and Valerian is like, you can very obviously see where there's like a big break in one of the extended bones of its wing, and that you hear it sounds like when a tree breaks in the woods, and like the bone bang resets. He lets out this of like pain, but there's a moment where he just goes, whoa. Thank you.
Does anyone look particularly fucked up still?
Are there any loose feathers on the ground?
Yeah, of course.
Can I have them?
Yeah.
Borrow a D8, please.
Can I have them?
Of course. Take as many as you like.
What fits the pan?
How many?
The trade.
5, 6.
Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry.
Where are you going? You going somewhere?
I'll take it, yes.
Thank you very much, traitor.
How long are they?
Alright, I'm about
Size of a short sword.
Mac's gonna walk up to the giant dude and just sort of kick him in the head a few times and make sure he's dead.
I think that.
Can you please grab me my other monster out?
Nope.
Yeah, biggest fall of any stupid four-parented fucker.
You also get 4.
4. I just understood that you meant 4 fathers and 4 mothers. How many parents do you have? I just got it.
Mac took it literally.
Does anyone else need anything from
Negatory stuff, Amanda. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh.
And Mac's gonna wander up into the spot he jumped out of in the ruin.
Yep.
I was also going to go for a bit of a wonder because he said something that's sticking in her memory.
What was it?
Mac's just curious.
Oh no, it was you who said that.
It was the dialogue, yeah. It was the cinematic.
The disembodied voice that echoes across our adventures.
You hear that too?
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
A 4th wall break inside a 4th wall break. That's like 18 walls.
16 more.
Going into the temple. At one point, it seems that this is but the center antechamber of a bigger infrastructure, because you can see where there obviously would have been hallways that have since collapsed. I would like everyone can make investigation or perception, whatever's going to be higher, and you will do so with advantage.
Are you staying outside? Lelianna will be with you.
Because Valerian is
Natural one?
helping.
18. I think I'll take the 18.
Will it with advantage?
With advantage.
Oh, thank God.
Because Valerian has keen sight as an eagle. He's giving you guys all the help action.
2.
Beautiful.
13. No, that one rolled a natty one.
Yeah, put that one in the net.
I'm running out of
The one.
dice.
Just do it. Put them all in there.
I'm not putting that one in because it's that base.
The state needs more prisoners, apparently. I think Ostara, for you, it's I feel like now that the fight's over and the adrenaline's wearing off, it's that reeling pain from before that's like, you're like, this keeps happening every time I observe things, so maybe you're a bit distracted. For Mac, in light of what you saw, like with the craftsmen and with these giant temples and stuff, I think something just doesn't feel right for Mac, because Mac is, one thing we have made attributed is he doesn't have a lot of social awareness, but he's got a lot of battle awareness. He's very good at combat. He's very good at reading the environment. When you turn around, so basically it's like Mac standing in this giant temple, the grey clouds, bits of leaves, and like the birds and stuff. And you're looking, you're like, it's just a giant temple in the middle of the street? Like, what? Like, even I know that, like, normally there's towns and shit. And you look outside at your friends who are scattered, Lelianna with Finnegan, Ostara, Vasco collecting the feathers of Valoran and kind of observing the area. These hilled regions, they're not stones. They're bricks, mortar, building supplies. You take a wander, about four minutes, give or take, as everyone kind of heals their wounds and relaxes. And you guys realize that in the middle of this, yes, get rid of that. In the middle of this, what seemed to be just an empty bit of wilderness, at some point, this was a village. This was a whole establishment. You look out further into the bosom of the mountain. This almost has the capacity to possibly been a small city.
Is there evidence of battles in the past?
Oh, no, you couldn't tell. I don't think there's any role anyone could make. It's so overgrown.
Yeah.
That the fact that like the storms and the torrential rains and shit, that's what's closed the soil in over a lot of these like buildings and shit.
Even though Matt couldn't read it, because I don't think he can read. Any symbolism or anything in the temple or around?
Make investigation with advantage, because Valoran's helping with his keen eye. Over there.
17. Yeah.
You
can go a bit.
You look around and you find this one big mound of like dirt and soil and stuff with a couple of more of those bricks and those masonry sticking out. And you like pressing on it and you feel like a bit of like where the soil, like you claw a bit away, you see where the brick goes in and you just keep digging. You just decide to keep digging. Dig. And eventually it gets to a point where you hit like hardwood, like some sort of oak or some kind. You give it a push. There's a little bit of give. Fuck it, you just lean back, punch through the fucking door, all the splinters go out. It's, imagine wall, roof, soil and moss and stuff, door angle. You walk in and like all the dirt and refuse and soil has like basically made like a little angle. So the entire house is like that, like a roof, like a weird like teepee kind of thing. So you got to like duck to get under, and you got to really duck because of your antlers. And you're digging through, and you can see where like there's bits of desk that have just been broken from the soil and the rain, blah blah blah. Bits of like old stone and brick and masonry.
How deep does it go?
Oh, like it's only a small like cottage.
Alright, so there's enough light coming in.
There's enough light coming in that can't illuminate. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that at all. And you press through, and on that investigation check, I would think, I'm going to say, you know what I'm going to say? You see an old cabinet that's been kind of pushed into the corner. The soil has pressed into it, it's shattered, there's bits everywhere, but there's little bits of masonry that seem to have been left untouched. And you find a little bit of this pot, and it's very much in like the Grecian style where they were like that kind of terracotta orange and they had the black painting to describe. And
Look, that's perfect for me.
There you go. There's this image of this. The only reason you know this feminine figure to be tall is because there's another person next to them that is minuscule, tiny. You assume to be a she, a female, stands tall, kind of floating off the ground with long strands of hair that reach out and like little patterns of the sky and stuff. I'm not going to think that Mac would have any understanding of like gods, history or anything. But this is one of the only bits of masonry that is still in piece. It is so fragile, but it's been left here for so long that it's still in one piece. So you have something.
I'd say you guys all see just Mac making a heap of noise and dust and dirt coming out, and then after a minute of quiet, he comes out and he's just sort of holding it and just staring and kind of encapsulated by it.
Could I do a religion check on it, perhaps?
I will allow that.
Watch me run the fucking network.
You jinxed yourself.
I did.
Anyone offer the help?
Do it with advantage.
What's wrong with me, you little cunt?
You see Valoran, the giant eagle, stick his head in, and he goes,
That's bullshit.
I think I know what that is.
Is that another one?
Yeah, it was another 4. I rolled 4 on both of them. It's 12.
12? You know what? No, that's still going to be high enough because you're the religious one. So it makes sense to me.
You clear it.
Yep. This seems to be a very old rendition of the Arcanum's Heart, one of the favoured gods. Genderless elf of impossible beauty, oftentimes feminine figure, but in, again, older art pieces don't really have a way to differentiate what's what. So there's obviously like a curvaceous top to hips, but it's a very front-on picture, so you wouldn't be able to tell. But it's the hair. It's the hair that gives it away. The Arcanum's Heart has always had like long golden hair and a lot of artwork, so hers kind of reach out in a way like that, or theirs, sorry, do that. But it's an old depiction of the Arcanum's Heart. Like, this is early stuff.
When like Mac brings it out and she's kind of fussing over Finnegan a bit, she looks over and then, oh, Arcanum's Heart. Interesting place to find this. Where'd you get it from?
Aqua,
Arcanum's Heart, a favoured god. Very old rendition though, very early on. Not quite stylized like that anymore, they are.
They're pretty.
Yes, they are known for their ethereal beauty, one could say.
It was in the hill.
I think it's at this moment where Mac points it out that everyone begins to realise that they're not hills. They're houses. They're buildings. What's left of buildings. Every single one of these little ridges and bumps you see is some sort of building.
And Max sort of, I think, is going to go off and just sit down and just look at it, spin around, look at the different pictures on it.
Well, because it's a masonry pot, it's just that one panel. But I still think Mac would be like just enthralled in that.
Yeah.
So I was going to go for a bit of a walk between all the mounds and try and then differentiate streets and the flow to it and just see what feels familiar.
I'll quickly draw something up for you if anyone else wants to do anything.
How are you feeling? You look like shit, darling. I feel like it too. I can't keep fucking doing this shit, Lou. I also cannot. But we still need to make one last pistol. Hopefully it's before the full moon. And he just sits there with his elbows on his knees in a deepish thought-ish. He can talk, but he
can't think too hard.
It's okay, I understand the lack of intelligence.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. But yeah,
sorry,
he's just
as wise as me.
he's just fucking tired, and I think after that as well, it's just kind of like, yes, we are the Undying League and we're supposed to fight things, but this motherfucker came out of nowhere and completely served me up in a silver platter, and he couldn't do anything. And even his mate didn't want to come out and say hello.
Lelianna sees you like a bit in your head, and she kind of like brushes some of your hair behind your ear and like cups your cheek. And she says, "Don't be so hard on yourself." And as she says that, she'll heal you for 13.
Bless.
You are healed. I have healed you.
As for you, the square is where the temple is. All the black lines are the streets that you're able to understand. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do in this moment of reprieve?
Just above the table, not so much. The cloak of displacement, what does it do again?
It basically gives me like bad TV reception when someone's trying to hit me and there's like buzzing multiples of me. They get disadvantaged when they try and hit me, but if I take damage, it kind of goes away till my next turn.
Okay.
I would say this probably takes about an hour. There's just an hour of like just sit down time.
So a short rest, if you will.
Yes. So everyone,
How many hit dice we have? I've never written that down on this.
it's your level. Your level. So at level 11, you have 11 d10 hit dice, and you add con whenever you do a short rest.
Which is why when you level up, you roll when you hit die, and that's the thing, and then that goes into the full.
Yeah.
Everyone is able to recover a bit.
She's going to spend more time walking around. Would I be able to find any like names or signs or anything? I'm happy to like dig around a bit.
Give me your languages.
Okay. Common, Druidic, Elvish, Primordial, and Sylvan. Very cool.
You know what it is? You loop back to where all your friends are. You hadn't been inside this temple yet. And you go in.
What a good number.
Walking through the temple, you get this really weird sense of like this very odd sense, for lack of a better term, that you feel under the microscope. If we were to look at it through a camera, it's this slow rotating lens as Ostara stands in the middle of this circular temple antechamber as the camera moves around like an owl neck. And you realise that underneath all this moss and dirt and refuse, there's inscriptions under it. And you begin wiping it away. And I think like it's within the hour of the rest, and you guys are watching, it's like Ostara is just working her way around, undirtying all this muck around this huge circular ring of like primordial text. Primordial is a language that can be spoken. You know, it's one that can be transcribed, but not many people do read it. So that's what makes it so uncommon. And here you read this text, and I didn't really prep this, I was kind of just going to wing it on the fly. But basically it says, "Here rests the Hall of Eyes. We see all that has been and all that ever will be. In the bosom of the mountain, we are the city of Ves." I could have probably formatted that better, but it's basically like, hey, we founded this town, and from here we built this temple. I wouldn't think you'd have any idea what it is, but the Hall of Eyes, some weird institutional name maybe, you could probably research that and find that out at a later date. But it's just, it's old history lost to time. That's all it is. You take your short rest, and in time, the pathway is right there. And Valoran cranes his large eagle head down to you all and says, "Please let me take you to the base of the city. Do not walk, not on my account. You saved my life."
Does Vest seem familiar, ringing any bells?
Make a history check. It's going to be a high DC
That's
though.
fine. You can put it on poop. It's okay.
I'm sure he won't mind.
Good, he'll do whatever I tell him. He has a big red button, mine's bigger.
Wow.
Okay. In prison, wow.
I know, but that one's got one nice one in it.
Oh, you don't want him to.
I don't want to scratch it.
Valoran will lean his wing down and allow you all to enter. Is there anything else anyone wants to do here before we leave?
I think we're all good.
I know, you're foaming at the bit. Everyone jumps up on Valoran's back and he begins to fly. It's like 90 seconds. This bird, you were so close in the air that he kind of just like vamooses really quickly. And let's cut to, so the way Thessendras sits in the mountain has it's like a point, right, cone, and there's this big fucking dais that extends out, so that half of the city is like always in the open air and half it's inside the mountain. As the sun crests over, eventually it all fades to night. There's like carriages, this nice Grecian inspired neighborhood, all this sort of stuff. And then there's cars going by, there's kids playing. You can see there's like the edge, the barrier where it looks out over the mountain, and the kids like, and people are looking, all of a sudden, this giant fucking eagle, woof, woof, and his big talons land on the bench. The fucking people go sent fucking screaming, right? They're just like, and like their arms are in the fucking air. They're free. Yeah.
Quick question: is this where we played that
one on Discord?
Where Max first?
Yeah, buddy.
Mac's been here. Does this set off anything in?
This is. Oh yeah.
That's right before Mac joined the Undying League.
Yeah. So I think there is a bit of a fucking make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
I've got details in my other notebook.
9 plus nothing.
That is, what did I say? 24 points of psychic damage. I feel like Mac doesn't flinch. His nose just bleeds. So it's like an anime.
I can see the eye like bloodshot.
Yeah. And all these people like freaking out, and they realize this eagle, from this camera angle, the sun's blaring through the clouds. The eagle looks like very America.
Show something later.
Okay. And you guys, he curls his wing around, and you guys are able to disembark. And he leans in his big head. In all my years helping mortals, I've never had quite so much fun. Take care now. Dive bombs off the side of the mountain, and you see him take off into the air.
That was fun.
Yeah, I don't like flying.
That's nice, dear.
It was better than the falling part, though.
You can probably at this point see just blood running from Mac's nose.
Afterwards. And he goes,
Reverses.
You're in the city, and I think who would probably do it? No, you've got the notebook. You recheck the notebook to try and get your bearings from the dais that reaches outside the mountain. You think you have a pretty vague idea of where the league is.
bet I'm making a fucking beeline. I'm on a mission.
People are in their house enjoying lunch, and Lelianna walks through the brick wall.
sorry about your breakfast. We will return your son later.
When it's wilt, fucking food curdles.
It's like watching that scene in the D&D movie. It's like, he's walking away, there's a rock there, you reckon he's gonna grab it? Oh, no, he just went straight over there.
Yeah, literally. He went straight over it. You beeline. There's a little while where you feel super disorientated. Like, there's just so many people, the noise, the stimulation. It's like you're on a mission right now and there's so many fucking distractions. And I think, Finnegan, you would probably notice that Lelianna's starting to get turned around a bit.
Yeah.
She's losing control of where she is. There's a lot of stimuli happening right now.
We've got this. Just follow the book. I'm right here with you. Just fucking do it, kids. And then
How quietly are
Finnegan,
you guys speaking?
pretty quietly. But
Matt's
Finnegan
just a full
will
blood
hold
dirt.
Lelianna's hand the whole way through and basically just like on a shopping trip.
She like is holding him up in the air to see which way the wind's going.
It's just Finnegan.
Like you on a monkey leash, except he's being dragged.
the cat in that one part.
Something's in my ass. God damn it. One day I'll get the normal version. You press on.
I'm so sorry. One
Yes.
question again. What's the director's name of the league again?
Phaos. P-H-A-O-S.
P-H-A-O-S. And what does he look like again, sorry?
Human male, about his 50s, kind of shoulder length hair. I think it was like pepper and salt. A bit of the goatee. Very built. He's a soldier through and through. But he's currently the league commander.
Yeah, but
at 50.
I'm seeing Sean Bean if his character's ever survived.
Yep. Literally.
would you like me to roll anything, or are
No.
you happy for that pep talk to take me straight to the
I'm happy for that pep. I'm happy for that pep talk. When you guys march up, because when you were resurrected, you never saw the outside of the League building. The way I thought of it in my brain is it looks very much the outside. It looks very much like the Parthenon, that huge building in Greece where it's got the fucking 8. It's got all the pillars around it. But obviously for this one, they're just at the front. So there's these big, tall, 40-foot fucking pillars with this big stone roof with the emblem of the Undying League on it, which I can't even remember if I've designed the emblem of the Undying League. I'll get back to it at some point. You know what? I might just design it and we'll just superimpose it in as a whole thing. Brink. And yeah, this tan limestone kind of sandstone design, some gold filaments, heaps of fucking torches around the edge, and 2 armed guards. So they look very much like the Spartan legionnaires, the circle shield, the big spear, the helms with the mohawks on them, and the cloaks go over the shoulder, and the shield, instead of being the Spartan version where it's got the A, it's the symbol of the Undying League on the shield. And as you guys kind of march up, one of them goes to meet you. I guess you're kind of leading the charge on this one because you're dragging everyone behind you, and he's kind of just he goes to stop you, put the spear out to stop you, and you can see the eyes through the helm. There's a moment of recognition, and he's just stay to our business. Is that the response I get?
Yeah, she's just staring at him.
Roll intimidation with advantage.
You're right.
And for free, put one of your husband's bardics on top.
Wait a minute. I remember what you did last summer. It's a D8.
4 hours ago.
I don't need to mark it off. It's free.
I'm just making sure it's okay.
Oh!
Sorry, my reaction to that, I just spat everywhere.
Oh, it's 21.
What, one singular word, what emotion does he read through Lelianna's golden eyes? The pupils that betray nothing. It's all in the control of the face. What does he get?
Wrath.
He takes a step back and allows you all to pass.
I don't care how big the doors are, they're getting kicked open.
I like that. Because Mac has no idea that there's like anger going here, so Mac's just sort of walking through the smile like, hey boys.
Scarred on. Fucking boom! The boom, 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 and the doors like swing open, and you guys all march through. It's this like. Imagine this. Let me just swap this for a second. Hold tight.
Quick question.
Yes.
So it's Vasco and Mac don't have a clue of the anger, right? Right now. You do?
Yeah, and by this point, her eyes are a different colour.
Okay. That's just above the table. Mac doesn't notice any of this.
Let me see. That's a bit better. That feels more like what I want here. Is there anything else I can add to this?
It reverberates throughout my entire body.
There we go.
I don't like it.
The fire. It's this giant, circular, like bronzed marble room. Like, you know how like some of those like big fancy hotels where like the entire fucking foyer is reflective marble? That kind of vibe. It's like that. Big circular room. And you realise as you guys are marching through the floor, it's very much like Hellboy, where into the marble design of the floor is the symbol of the Undying League and like this big golden inlay. You guys didn't have a moment to notice it last time because you were never brought through here. You were teleported away and then teleported back, you know what I mean? So you never had to walk through. So you realise, you're looking at this thing and it's like, is this like a fucking military organization or is this like a hotel? What's going on here? And there's a desk and there's this like really, well, perceived to be young, like elven woman, like true elf, long pointed ears, hair just as black as night, like just catches all the golden light reflecting off it, like it's shiny as like a Pantene model, where it's like it's all slicked back and tucked behind her ears. She's got this like beautiful like chain kind of like necklace thing going on with like black dot, like black jewel in it, and she sits on a desk with like a couple of books out and kind of sees you all approaching. I think by this point you know it's like I've got to go left to where I think I need to go. And you guys kind of, do you begin to avert that way? Do you approach the woman? What do you think?
Going left.
Just going left?
Yeah, going straight through the brick house.
As you guys start, you just go to push through the door as everyone's following. She yells out, she goes, excuse me, can I help you?
That's right, we're meant to be here.
You can't just waltz in through the door's just shut behind you. And you hear the feet run off somewhere. You're powering down the halls. You start like moving deeper into the complex and you realize like the way the front of the building shows there's actually so much more to it that isn't seen by the rest of the, you know, like there's so much that you just don't see from the front. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't see, like, guess it if you were looking at it. And this is where you start going down the hallways and you start seeing like the paintings of like, you know, the soldiers gone, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Anyone please make a perception check for me who would like to. Trying to beat a 16.
23.
17. Just pulling out some protein bars.
Yep. What was that, sorry?
20, dirty 20,
Yep.
sorry.
16.
Beautiful.
14.
Ostara, I think you're sticking close to Mac. So you kind of, I think at this point, like just everything you've gone through, you're not vibing with it.
Mac hands you.
You three, as you're passing through all the paintings going down the hallway, one of them catches your eye and you can't help but stop and look. It's Headmaster Ryandel, back from Hunnenfrace, but he's way younger. Way younger. I think he's like, canonically he's like 297. So this is like, which is old for a half-elf. But he's like young as fuck or something. What?
Nothing.
Are you good? I thought you were about to like interject with something, sorry. There's like, it's definitely him. He still has like the spiky like Anakin Skywalker episode 2 thing with like the braid going on. Fucking nerd. But he's like way lankier, like he's not as built yet, he's not older. And like just in betwixt all these paintings of just people you've never fucking seen before, at least you don't remember you've ever seen before. And you keep moving. And you pass by the Requisitors, these like paladin clerics, but they're like, these are like the heavy armor fucking proficient dudes, you know, like their fucking shoulder pads are like Warcraft style fucking massive as they're like walking through with their like white cloaks over their like golden resplendent plate. And eventually you happen upon the door, which would be the office of Commander Theos.
Going through it like a brick house.
Boom! Door opens, you see him behind the desk as he's like writing in a book, and he like looks up. Ah, you made it back. Closes the book. A little bit later than what I would have assumed you would have made it back, but you are back nonetheless.
Doesn't even get to finish. As she walks, she holds out a finger to him as she's walking. Where the fuck are our kids?
Hey, what? I would politely ask, get your hand away from my face.
I'd politely ask you tell us where the fuck our kids are!
Pushes the chair up.
She's gonna square up.
You can square up. He's not squaring up, he's getting up. It's very slow. I suppose you think I had something to do with you not remembering your children. Is that what this is?
Well, you can start with an explanation as to why we don't remember our children and where the fuck they are.
You understood the risk taking the oath. Every time you come back, there is a trade, there is a debt that must be paid. You lose memories. I am not in control of your time. However, reaches into a drawer. And it's a letter. And he will hand it over to you.
It's not... It's a quick prompt snap.
Like
There's not too much snap.
like a bit of a
snap
flick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a...
And do you open it?
Yes.
Now, it's not something that I kind of had the forethought to write.
That's all good.
But
Just
you
remember the-
you open it up, and it says along these lines, like it starts with your name, Lelianna. If you are reading this, it has come to a point where there is a lot you don't remember. You understood the risks coming into this job, and that there are instances where very important things will be lost to time, as is the rule. Even death must get its due. Every time I have come back, I have rewritten this letter with the hope that you will never need to read it, and maybe the gods would be compassionate on you. Last I remember of the children, I had left them in the care of a lovely older couple that lived in Holosis, a whole country away. What better way to protect my children than putting them a nation away where it be possible that enemies of a non-government funded organization may come to find us. Do not hate anyone else but me, for I made the choice. I hope with enough time you will understand why I did what I did. Signed, Lelianna. I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for the fucking phone to come at me. Like, did I do good? And fucking just hit the deck. I had a perfect slit in my forehead.
Death saving throw.
Is there like a seat nearby?
There's 2 seats in front of his desk.
As she's reading, she like slowly just sits down in it and when she's done, she just sits there like with a 1,000-yard stare, and she just holds the letter over to Finnegan and doesn't say a word.
He'll be basically squatting in front of her, reading it. At least it was your choice. Even though you don't remember, but you made that call. And we know where they are.
I don't believe it. No, I would have never made a call like this. Ever.
Well, we can always go find them.
Or can we?
All of you go to your rooms. I will have things brought to you. Just give me time to take care of what I need to finish first, please.
As she gets up, she'll hold the letter rolled up, and she'll gesture to him with it. It better have been a good fucking reason, because there's no way I would have made this fucking call on my own. God, I hope Miros was on the end of fucking falling apart.
As commander of the Undying League, I hold your oaths fulfilled. You'll have one more night to rest here, and then you may leave. I have things for all of you that you need. I will send them to your room as you begin to pack. Please vacate my office.
Every time you leave.
Did I miss something earlier?
You miss Sky's a big guy.
Yeah, very much checks out.
No. You all go to your rooms. What does everyone do? Beginning to collect their effects. There's a lot in here that, because you guys came straight out of the coffins, got kitted up and went to the observatory room and then were teleported out. When you go into your rooms, there's a vast plethora of items, and I would like to think, even though your characters aren't going to remember them, what's in their rooms? What do you think's in their rooms as you guys go to collect their goods? You two obviously have your own room together. They were kind enough to allow you to do so. But what do you think the rest of the group have hidden in their rooms as like their little effects, their trophies that they may or may not remember? Well, actually, at this point, they definitely wouldn't remember.
I think Mac would have like just some basic, the clothes would just be like some more straps, a couple of the same of what he's got, boots, real basic shit. But then there's like, just, because he joined, so we played our, I guess it's basically session 0, which was the online one.
Yeah.
He walked out of that with like 2 crates full of jewels, and then he joined a pirate ship crew with your character for a couple of years before coming back. I'd say there's just mounds of treasure. And like,
That's crazy.
a couple of bags of holding just full of like jewels and shit, but like to him he's like, as long as I can get some food and a drink.
Man has enough money to buy a castle.
King
Mac, the Burger King.
Oh, the worst video just popped up in my head then.
But that's why I imagine Matt, because I just know he ended with a shitload of treasure and they were going treasure hunting on ships. And then he was coming back to do that. Because he thought it would be interesting to see what the future was like.
If you would allow, I feel like him and Cassia might have even gotten matching pirate hats.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So he'd probably have one that's accustomed to his
Yeah, it
horns.
like folds around the horns.
I think there'd even be like a sketched like photograph of Mac and Cassia on the counter.
They had a, like, she was his first handler, basically.
I love that.
She was the first rat of Ratatouille.
Yeah. And yeah, just stocks of food, a couple bags of holding full of jewels and gems and just treasures, and probably a pirate hat, and maybe a couple of sketches or things just from that time. But other than that, Mac was like pretty much a nomad wanderer beforehand, so there wouldn't be much of his history or anything.
Okay.
There would be like heaps in there, but a whole, like basically half of the room is dedicated to like a distillery station, kind of like an apothecary, because first and foremost, Ostara was a chemist, and so like taped to all the walls, there's just like scientific writings and scribblings and procedures and shit that she's been doing in her spare time, where she's just been distilling things or creating new different ways to use predominantly fungi and
Myces?
mushrooms.
Oh, mushrooms.
Yeah, there's a word I can't pronounce it.
Mycelium?
Kinda, yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm going for.
Is it? Yeah, I know the one you're trying to say.
Yeah. Myconids? Something like that. Anyway. And that's definitely a lot of let me take my mind off my problems plants. And that's probably the majority of the room, and it's just like a few little personal effects here and there, changing clothes.
Okay.
That's what the room's dedicated for.
What about the married couple?
I think there'd be like a lot of ceremonial clothing in there, especially for Lelianna. There's definitely like a small portion where it's like white and gold, and then you slowly see it just turns into like darker clothing. Like she still has it from like her, I guess it would have been the equivalent of mourning father days, I think, transferring it over into Miros world.
Oh, like the father of light, the sun
Father
god.
of Light, yeah.
Morning father is a good one. We're changing it.
So there'd be like still a small portion of that left.
Sentimental stuff.
Yeah, before she fucked that up. And then the rest of it would be a lot more like Queen of Corvus kind of ceremonial garb. And there'd be lots of sentimental trinkets and little bits and bobs. And I guess depending on when in their kid's life the separation happened, I would like to think that there'd be some things from their kids, maybe like drawings or like, you know, a bunch of stupid seashells that they found. The kids thought were fucking cool, and we were like, oh yeah, fuck.
You're going through like all the clothing, you're slowly folding it up and putting it into like the duffel bags, like the bags that you would take with you. And you find at the base, because everyone's room have like those big double door cabinets, and you find jammed right in the back right corner this little tiny box that you don't think you've ever fucking seen before. And there's a moment of hesitation, I think. And you slowly open it. You find 2 locks of hair. Their first haircuts. The 2 little jars with their first little teepees in it.
Yeah, she'd absolutely keep those. She's that kind of mom.
Yeah. You find a couple of like you know, little bits of art and this and that. And you find one thing. It is a painted photograph, like one of those, of you and Finnegan just in everyday stuff. No armor, no swords, no spell books, no relics. Standing on a coastline with an ocean behind it, holding 2 like 6-month-old little girls that you don't remember that photo. You know they're yours because you feel it in your soul, but their little faces are just unfamiliar to you.
By the Queen, Finnegan, look. And she'll hold the photo.
He'll hold it there for a moment and just take it in, and then while he's looking at it, he'll point out the features, like they got your horns, she's got your hair, she's got your eyes.
She's got your hair, but she's got your eyes.
And you turn the photo over, and it's got Holiday, Finn, Lel,
And would you like to say the 2 names of the girls?
Imogen and Indiana.
There you go.
How much have we missed out on?
At least from this photo and from the fact that you still have their teeth.
Well, I'm sure it was a very momentous moment.
I still think it's quite gross.
They'll only lose one set in their lifetime. It's baby teeth and adult teeth. Why would I throw them away?
I just imagine how I cut to Max spitting out one of his teeth.
Star, look!
It's still gross though. But by, I guess, keeping the teeth, we have managed to understand that they had at least been old enough to lose them. So there's a possibility we were there for the first steps and...
Oh, what if they lost them in an accident though? What if they were all kicked out? What if they were bullied?
With that, we're gonna. That's behind the door. He's like, he's like all this werewolf cuts and Vasco the halfling. What's your room look like?
Hang on, just before we jump into that, I imagine there's a sudden, what if it was Vasco's fault?
I know Vasco had something to do with this!
In Lelianna's mind, it's Vasco with the dagger.
A fucking chisel and a hammer.
You'd be the type to tie a string to and tie it to the door.
Yeah.
I did
Throw
it.
the toaster over the railing.
Connected to a nerf gun.
Cry and then just glowing eyes in the dark. And Vasco's like,
What's Vasco's room look like?
So, I imagine there's, as we all split off, it's like the ha-has and the funny times eventually die down and the door closes. Starting on the floor, the room is clean. It is tidy, it is organised. There is no broom in sight. For context, one of the first villains when I played Vasco was a broom in a closet, and I got the shit beaten out of it.
Yeah, you did! That's locked in the dome for all eternity.
But as he comes in, he starts by approaching a desk that's in the room. And that desk has ordered and numbered journals from every time he's been brought back. It's labelled with the year on the spine, starting from before. Starting from his adventures fighting this vampire, before then, what his life was like running around as a little shit, being a little fiend. That one was the thickest, with XYZ date to XYZ date. But every other time there's been a fresh journal, a fresh start. He doesn't fully understand it at first, then he realizes, oh, I'm documenting. From the end, he takes a fresh journal. There's his old, very worn pot of ink and feathered pen that he's had for God knows how long. And he begins to take notes at this desk of all the occurrences that have happened since waking up again. Above him on the wall is an old wingsuit. Old, rickety, it's torn to shreds.
Leonardo da Vinci style.
It's horrific. But it's from one of his earliest quests with Finnegan and Lelianna. It's an old glider suit. It's got a little backpack on it with some shambly ass fucking rags. Surrounding that, because it's quite small, is almost enough feathers to completely repair it.
Right.
They're in all different colours of all different species, big and small. In looking up, he realises, oh, I've got more to add. He pulls out the red one, he adds that in a spot that needs a little bit of extra filling out along the central piece. But now he's got 6 flight feathers from a fucking giant eagle. So he slots those into place.
Excuse me, sorry.
And he's just admiring his work. Then he realizes, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be packing up. And he begins packing up his shit.
But I want to make one more roll. Up to you what you wanted to do, Rob. To try and remember. Just taking in all the information that she's gotten in this last little stretch, all the familiar places, and just do that dream.
I'm gonna say you don't need to roll for it because it's stepping foot back into the room. I think the white noise sound, because everyone in their room has items that are so intrinsically linked to their history that it all begins to file back together. Lel and Finnegan with the kids, Vasco with the wingsuit, Mac with like hordes of fucking treasure that puts him in the top 1%.
Mac has like almost like a bikey vest.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got like the symbol that would have been their ship stitched on. There's some writing in Sylvan and a target stitched into the back.
Oh, you're just Lobo's Adventures.
You are Lobo. Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a very sudden moment as you begin to unravel the apothecary machine, and you kind of like have to fluke your way into getting it to fit into like the trunk that it goes with, because you're like, I think this is how it goes. And you're beset by like that fucking mind-melting pain again as it all begins to flash back. And I would like for you, for the rest of the table, to describe the face of the man that has been eluding you for so long and give us his name.
So he's just got one of those gentle faces, you know, still fairly young, half elven, curly brown hair, couple freckles. He's got those stupid round spectacles.
Ease up, Turbo.
Sorry, let me just.
Sorry.
Like the really little, like the thin ones?
No,
They're called
like they're okay
Spence.
size, but they're like the thin wire frames, not yours.
Oh yeah, they could cover it.
And you just look at him, you're like, yeah, that's a guy who reads books inside for a living. And he's just, there's a couple flowers just always around him because he's a botanist and he spends so much time working with plants. His name is Theobromus.
Ooh, I like that.
And he's just always got that gentle, calm demeanor that sort of counteracted Ostara's crazy, even before she went crazy. And there's just like that really nice fondness and warmth of the memory. And then she starts to remember what happened. And all the warmth just leaves immediately and it keeps draining until she's just cold and she falls to her knees and there's a wail of pain. And the red streaks in her hair turn to this like light glacial ice colored blue, and the green in her skin just filters out until she looks like a person who's frozen to death on a mountain, and it keeps going further out until it's like also light ghostly blue. And she opens her eyes and instead of the jacaranda purple, they've gone to this light cornflower blue, and she is changed from her spring court into a winter.
Into a winter.
And she stayed on that cold floor for a while. And the only things that are just going over in her head, I need to forget, I need to die again to forget, I need to forget. Because she's now stuck in her winter court with that grief.
A few hours pass. By this point, it's very late it'd be getting into the afternoon, into the early evening. There's a knock at everyone's door, and a hand is sent to collect you, like a helping hand.
I was like, it's the hand.
It's like
the mage hand at the door.
Tickle, tickle.
It's like this, like middle-aged, like man in like just white robes with a pendant of the league on it, and he ushers you out into the into that opening court, like that foyer. And when you all come together, You're led back through the halls. You see there's, as you're walking through, you see like a couple of the other league members, like younger members, like some of those guys with like the plumes and the shields that have, you can choose to wear a uniform or you can do your own thing. You know, they're not very, the uniforms are more for like, for show, for the government. Because they're like, we can have uniforms if you want, but like, why would you want to? That's nerd shit. When you're walking down the hallways, you see some of those like big fucking requisitors that are like kind of watching you guys as you walk out, and like one of them's like this like, he's basically like a big fucking space marine, like this like half Goliath, half giant. He's kind of like leaning against the wall with like his hand on like this fucking huge mace. It's a long double-handed mace with a sensor on the end, so the end of the mace is like smoking. And he's kind of like, you know, because by this point it's definitely gossiped through the building that you did not fulfill your oath, you were instead let go. And by this point, I think you guys would hear the chase as you walk through it, but you've basically been disavowed from the agency, which means you no longer get the benefit of asking for help from the league. They disavowed you. Yeah, you walk out just like,
like doffs his pirate hat at them.
And they're just like looking at you. One of your big stogie. But you walk out into this big opening room, and Phaos is there. This time, not in comfort clothes. He's got like his white cloak over like this glistening silver plate, the shoulder pauldrons, the emblem of the league, like embossed onto the silver plate.
Please continue.
This big fucking sword on his hilt. There's no, there wouldn't be a shield. Yeah, he wouldn't have a shield. He's not the kind of guy to have a shield. And he kind of walks up. He waits for you, and as you guys approach, he like raises a hand to like stop you, and you see from behind his back, he pulls out, I guess in this case it'd be 4 letters, and he hands one to each of you. Who would like to read this first?
Yep.
You open the letter. Does Vasco have a last name?
Esperanza.
Esperanza.
Vasco Ron Esperanza.
Bendo Rodriguez Bending. That's what it reminds me of for some reason. Vasco Esperanza, is it? It says, Dear Mr. Esperanza, we hope this letter finds you in good health. Brackets. Due to your line of work, that's probably unlikely. However, the sentiment is still there.
I love this already.
I will have you know that my family and I have been caring for your rather large estate for roughly 45 years now. The pay has not increased as you promised it would. And in other parentheses, this also may be due to your line of work. However, for shame on you for nothing. Yeah. Attached, you will find mine, my wife's, my 3 children, and my 2 grandchildren's letters of resignation. Please find other people to look after your estate. P.S. In case you forgot, here's the address. And there's a note left to this estate, supposedly, right up in the north, fucking weeks away.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
That's it.
How long?
Oh, there's like 3 keys at the bottom of the envelope.
How long ago was this letter dated?
About 8.
8 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's not as bad as I thought. I thought you were going to say 50.
A lot can happen in 8 years to
So this happened recently?
Yeah. And he's like, fuck yeah. At least the grass will be here.
You open as you open up the envelope to get the keys out, another piece of paper falls out. Dear Mr. Esperanza, you are late on 8.5 years of account keeping fees at the National Bank. Please make a payment of 13,415 gold by the end of this month, or your account will be forfeit.
Hey Mac, are you looking for a roommate?
Stop.
What's in my letter? Do I have a house?
You want to read your letter next?
Yeah, sure.
You open it up. You open it and it's like the traditional, like, you know, golden parchment of like kind of high fantasy era, but the letter that comes out is like unfurled, like birch bark, like made of like tree skin that's been treated to have a bit of rigidity. A little bit of it cracks away, which in leaves to imply that perhaps it's maybe been in there for a little while, but not too long. And it reads, again, I'm kind of like just shooting these on the whim because I feel like they're better that way. Mac. So many years have passed, and I'm not quite sure if you remember who we are anymore. We let you go away because you said you wanted to find adventure and find your own path. We have allowed you to do this, but we all miss you terribly. The throngs of time took your dad, and it's just your sister and I looking after the rest of the family now. I'm not sure how much longer I have left either. I hope you can find it in your heart to maybe make a trip back and see us all so that we may have moments together before it's just you and your sister left. Love, Mum.
And I'd say that's written in Sylvan.
Oh, yeah.
There'd be a sign off at the bottom also saying, we always charge forward.
It's like when the phrase of the company is put at the bottom of the lever.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Max was just confused, but would probably also then look down to the Sylvan on his jacket, which matches. There's more to it, but...
You know what I think's going to happen? As you like peel the jacket to have a look, you notice something on the inside, and you open up this like denim leather kind of vest you've got going on. And you realise that in Sylvan as well, it just says, "Hey mate, just in case you forget, love Mac." And it's a step-by-step notion of where to go to get home.
Yeah. And I think it would almost be one of those, like, not where it is, but like, follow this road to this location. Like,
yes, it's in a verbiage that Mac's gonna understand.
Can you read Sylvan?
No.
No, so you can read on it. It's got the we always charge forward. It's better to be hit in the front.
It's so tough. I'm getting a tattooed on my leg. It's so tough.
It's a variation. Like I can't remember the full thing, but the original quote's like some World War II military colonel.
Of course.
Like when I read it, I was
Crazy
like, oh,
Jack.
that motherfucker.
Oh, man.
It's like it's better to be shot in the front.
Mad Jack, that's the one. Oh, it's so good. Who would read their letter next?
Ostara's waiting till they're outside the building, then she'll read hers.
Okay.
We'll read ours. Because you said 4, so I'm assuming that ours is together.
Yours is a pair. Yep.
Tweet the letter.
You open it up, and 2 strands of the 2 colours of hair come out, like 2 little bonded bits of hair, and the letter unfolds. Dear Mum and Dad, we understand that time has not been kind to you due to the nature of the work that you do. When we heard that you died last, rather, you see a scribble, when we were told, when we were old enough when you died last, we were too young to understand. But as we have grown up, Shirley and... what would I call this other guy? Shirley and... what? Tom, you said?
I said no.
I
made no sound. There were 2 different
it might have been
things
a
in my
mouth
head
pop.
and none of them.
You know what? No, I'm just gonna say.
It's Tom now.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Jorja.
There we go. Grandma Shirley and Pop Jamison always made a point to tell us who you were, what you were doing, and why you did it. We're both adults now, going on 21, and we've decided that, like our parents, we want to make our own path. Indy and I have decided to take up sailing. And we're about to embark on the seas on our first adventure. Attached is a note to the last address where Pop Jamison and Grandma Shirley live. By the time this reaches you, though, I think the sickness has taken Pop Jamison to reverie. We hope to see you soon. Love, Indy and Emmy.
Well, that's it. They could be fucking anywhere.
We can always ask questions.
I'll be having words with them when we see them next. Frolicking off into the sunset.
We did that.
Well, we didn't have kids then.
And they don't have kids either.
Hopefully. I hope they don't! Oh, when we get home! Oh, they're in big trouble! Said going on 21! Oh, no! You see them all fucking elbows and I start running down the stairs together.
Well, to be fair, I made the assumption of the age of 21, but that's kind of up to you guys due to retconning and time jumps and this and that. Who knows when that letter got sent, you know? But feel free to adjust the age accordingly because we might be seeing them again. But adjust us accordingly. You said you're going to wait till we're outside to see yours. So as you guys have taken time to read your letter, Theos kind of stands a little bit straight and goes, "You did your duties well, for what it was worth. But I think at this point in time, it's probably safer that we walk different paths."
Agreed.
I hope your gods smile upon you.
They do more than smile.
I think there's a moment of, there's a flicker, and I want you to make, you can pick Insight or Arcana, whatever is better for you.
It's probably gonna be inside.
Your Insight's pretty stacked, right?
It's on steroids, brother. brother.
It's the Ronnie Coleman of skill checks. Lightweight, baby! I fucking love Ronnie Coleman quotes. They get me so hype.
I reckon Max, like, looking at the stereo, like, did you change your hair? Like, the whole looks different. He's, like, trying to place what's...
That's 16.
He looks at you with a smile, and he reaches out a hand to see if you'll shake his hand.
It's the cautionary shake where it goes to the forearm.
Goes to the forearm. And he shakes and he laughs a little bit, he chuckles. And you feel his hand's a little bit hot to the touch. And then as he lets go and he gives you a wink, you watch a moment where there's just a little bit of like hellfire in his eyes as he steps away. And he goes, "Now, off you go. Run along. Last I counted of my documentation, you have about 180 years to catch up on."
When they walk away, she does the thing where they're walking, but the head's still kinda
Like an owl?
Yeah. It's not like a vindictive stare, it's kinda like a bit fucking on to you, mate. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You exit the building for the last time. And the door's shut. I'll quickly change this.
I bet he gets up every morning and...
No, he's definitely a human.
Matt grabs us. Oh, check this out. Reach into one of the bags holdings, pulls out like a pile of gemstones and jewels. What the fuck? What is this? Puts it back in and then... let's go get a drink.
Hey, pal,
but also, hold on.
Come on.
I need a loan.
What house or brewery?
Brewery.
Fine.
But I want the horse.
This is why why he asked Vasco.
I asked the question to
Wait,
be polite. I
wait.
really wanted this.
I didn't catch that. Horn house?
Gets to the brewery.
I'm just confused now.
Do you read your letter?
Yeah, I reckon if we do end up going to like a pub or brewery or wherever we
Well,
are,
you need somewhere to sleep.
where we're sitting down.
That's true.
Where everyone's
Yeah.
sitting down having a drink, she'll pull it
Matt's
out.
going to
have a
take us to
little
the
read.
first place and buy everyone like fancy rooms and drinks.
You go to this, well, since you decide to go to like the Richie part of town, you go to this really nice tavern called the Legionnaire.
Oh.
And the emblem is like the soldier with like the phalanx shield and the spear. And you walk in. It's, again, all marble on the inside, beautiful hardwood polished desks, and all the servers explicitly are all super attractive.
Yeah.
It's high fantasy Hooters. Goth IHOP, femboy Hooters, let's have it.
He's gonna take a bag with just the 91 gold that he took off all the bodies earlier and be like, I guess those fuckers are by the first round. Throws it down and he's like, we'll take some rooms and on everything.
Can do that for anything. What about it? And this dwarven barkeep with like this really proper, like nice fucking sleek beard, pulled back hair, just starts pulling you off the good top shelf shit. And you guys are able to sit down and have some nice beverages. You get a booth to yourself in the corner. You're away. You put the good money down. You want to open your letter? You open it. Please remind. I always get the name jumbled. What was his name?
Theo Bronus.
So Theo was the short name.
Theo is what she
Yeah,
has.
that's a dope name.
I'll tell you why later.
You open the letter. And it's an old letter. Ostara. You wanted change. You wanted something different. You wanted to help people. I loved you, and I wanted to see you happy. So I went along with it. I was there every time you went down and every time you woke up. I would be the one to make sure that I was the first in the room that you saw when you came back. After the third time, the gap just grew longer and longer, and I started to lose hope. I, for a second, do not want you to think that it was because I didn't love you, but it was because I didn't know when that man would ever let you come back so that we may continue our life. I left the city and decided to travel, taking everything that we had learned and try to bring some good to a world that was so bad. I stopped off in a lovely town suspended in the trees. I lived there for 30 years. I made many friends. I took no spouse and I bore no children to anybody else. Because out of everything in this entire world, my favorite 4 seasons will always be you. By the time you get this letter, I will be gone. If not gone, I'll be very, very old. In brackets, I don't think there is any fungus or flower in the world that can stop me looking like a handbag. Ha 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 ha.
He's in good spirits at least.
Yeah. I'm sure that last line has got you smiling like a mad woman in a crowd full of people. Good. It's the only way I'll ever remember you. If by chance you are quicker than time, which you normally were, you can find me here. And he leaves the note of a town that is deep to the northwest on the adjacent side of the country, if you would like to find him. I think the thing that I will miss the most when I'm gone is waking up to the smell of my favorite garden every morning. With all the love in my heart. Theo. P.S. you would have loved the flower garden that I made in that village. Every colour reminded me of you. And a little love heart drawn at the bottom.
I think reading it, there's definitely... Oh, she just looks so tired. So tired. And when she reads the ha 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 ha, she does start laughing and smiling a lot. And then by the end of it, there's just tears in her eyes and she just looks broken. Is it my fault? I forgot every time.
We all did.
It's gone.
Lelianna, because you're like probably half her size, to be honest, I'm sorry, there's no getting out of this. She will put an arm around you and just pull you into like almost a side-bodied hug, and will just ruffle up your mushrooms.
What is it? For what good it does, I hope you find your children. They would have been much loved.
And for what good it does, I hope you find the resolve to forgive yourself. Hey, winter is the start of new beginnings.
They're meant to be in winter for quite a while.
There's nothing wrong with a bit of hibernation.
With all the time in the world.
Use it wisely. Try not to spend it wondering what could have been. You'll send yourself mad. Madder. Love like that transcends the mortal body. I don't think he would have held an ounce of spite or...
Maybe you should have.
What for?
At least that way he wouldn't have died alone.
Sounds like you were always in his mind and heart.
Fucking league.
Yes, indeed.
How long are you gonna hang around?
Probably less for tonight, but we'll head for a straight line through brick houses and all tomorrow morning.
I'm sure you will.
What about you?
No.
Maybe there's remnants of that garden still left.
I'll see what I can find. From there, who knows? Nowhere to be.
That means you could be anywhere you want.
You might just cross paths again.
I hope so.
You can tell me about your kids.
You can tell me about the garden.
I think it's at this point the bartender, they start like pumping rounds into you guys because Max paid for like an unlimited supply of liquor.
Every time, Lelianna just goes and puts her drink in front of Finnegan.
And Mac puts another one in front of you. They just keep appearing.
Yeah, and then the other one just goes into Ostara and she just like starts handing them off to everyone else.
You take this night to finally just breathe out. No requirements. Fuck the league. Fuck oaths.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me!
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me! It's basically like, at this point, I feel like everyone's just sitting there and be like,
Oh yes!
we're never, you know, like, fuck that. That was our time, our lives. We're back now. Let's do it. and I would like to take the next few minutes as we do a bit of an outro vignette for all our characters, as we bring a sense of finish and closure to these characters. I will allow anyone who would like to go first to describe a little bit to me what they believe their characters do, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of back and forth about how that affects the world at large.
Oh, come on, this one's gonna be good.
Yeah, I was in the same boat, that monkey meme was like, look at me. Like, come on, Bailey. What's the crazy little man doing, Bailey? Look, let me paint a picture. When you...
No.
I was going to paint a picture of the house, but okay.
That's okay, I've got a fantastic idea of the state it's in, because it's been abandoned for 8 years and the mailbox is full of bills. So...
It wasn't the state. Little Vasco? Big fucking mansion. That's what happened. They cleared the trees.
Vasco can feel the unpaid chakra of his bills.
Now...
But yeah, it's in a fucking state.
So, I would like to first begin with saying, after pumping enough alcohol into his dear friend, Mac.
Oh, delightful.
I'm happy to roll for it if you'd like.
You have to.
Oh. That's 23 on a sleight of hand check to steal enough gold to pay the bills stated.
To take one bag of holding.
That's
Do I have to roll?
That would be perception.
I don't think I've got anything on that. Nah, an 18.
So,
Matt probably doesn't even realise it's gone.
Matt probably doesn't even give a fuck.
No, he doesn't.
You've still got a whole bank's worth. But you basically... You thought for sure Mac was going to hear it because you untie the string and it's just it hits the floor. You look up and he's still looking the other way. He's like... He's been pulling it away. Little feet sliding on the floor.
is hiding behind big titty fucking Hooters just to make sure it's okay.
Later that night, Mac's like, I was gonna split this up, but I lost one of my bags. Sorry, guys.
Oh no, that's alright.
It's fine.
His shirt's really fucking big. It's like jewels. Coins are falling out.
So eventually,
I got indigestion.
he gets back there. It's empty. It is empty, aside from whatever that family have left behind.
But the thing is, it's all your furnishings, which are dusty as fuck.
Yep. And it's a shithole. And there's no one else to take care of it other than himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he catches up his bills. He starts from the top and works his way down, progressively cleaning up and rearranging and throwing out every broom in fucking existence because none of them deserve to exist.
Vibes.
Eventually, I imagine, he finds some way to make some more fucking income, whether it be renting out the bottom floors, turning one of them into a local tavern, who knows?
Whatever you want, it's your house.
Essentially that. It's just finding a way to make sure he can support his lifestyle, which is sweet fuck all other than trying to teach himself how to fix this wingsuit.
Yeah.
And that, on top of rereading all of his adventures to reclaim his memories, is all he's doing to spend his time.
I totally feel like, you know what? I feel like this line's in. You think about renting out, because you've got so many rooms in there. It's like a manor. There's wings to the house. Like
he just wants like the top floor with whatever bathroom and shit.
What I think what you do is you spend a bit of time out of the excess money you've got and you're like, maybe I can make passive income by renting out multiple spaces on the thing. So you've got like a little kind of like Airbnb situation, whereas you basically stick as like a travel house. Like people can rent out one of the like 10 fucking rooms on the bottom floor, like basically just an inn. But it's where you really get a lot of value is renting out spaces to like merchants and travelers, and you happen upon a small group of like really young like artificers and tinkerers that you basically allow them to rent out the stable that's on the property, and you put a little bit of time into it, you convert it into a workshop, and in the time that you allow them to rent out that workshop, you know, they live in the city, the estate's maybe like an hour or two out, so like they make a trip, like every couple of days they'll come out, stay a week and a half, and then go back home to see their family and come back. And they help you repiece the wingsuit together, you know, like that's old tech from like 190 fucking years ago. So they're like, oh, but you know, wood's good and all because it's light, but you can machine metal. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can give you a bit of elevation. They show you through the miracles of the fucking elevite crystal. They're like, have you not seen an airship before? And you're like, what's an airship? Boom! And this fucking like space frigate flies through the fucking air. And they're like, that. A whole new world of tech opens up to you. And do you think you'd have a name for like Vasco's like little inn on the side of the fucking highway out towards the...
Hang on.
You're okay.
Hang on. I've got this. Sorry, I'm trying to find which of the 3 groups of feathers I've acquired recently is the correct one I'm referring to. It'd be 3 feathers.
3 feathers. The 3 feathers or just 3 feathers?
3 feathers.
Okay.
Any logo is 3 jet black raven feathers.
Let me do that. 3. I'm taking notes. Feathers. Cool. It becomes a very profitable business. You see many walks of life come through. You see, you know, the artificers, this little crew of dudes that just love to tinker, and the fact that because you live on an estate where there's so much room, you witness great things. Black powder propulsion, little jet packs, jump packs, cannons, firearms like flintlock pistols, and some of it's just little cute bibs and bobs. One of the dudes makes like this little tiny like positronic warforged robot that's like just this little dude, kind of like the little robot from Robots, where he has like the little blender spoon head and he flies around. It's such a different life from where you come from, and it brings you many years of joy as you live comfortably on this estate, as you see people come and go. But they always come back to see Vasco.
On occasion.
The little crazy man with the big house.
And the fucked up stories about brooms.
Yeah. One of the artificers, absolutely makes you a Roomba.
Thank fuck. That one gets promoted. He's now the head one. He gets paid more to just exist.
It seems that now in our universe, arcane Roombas exist. They've come up so many times.
Yep.
I imagine them like discussing in the stable, and then like off in the black dark distance is just like a little and it's Vasco on like a fucking ledge. I had a broom once.
My identity.
I can just imagine that like that future, the guy that does is like, I learned this from he was this arcanic wizard, Sebastian something, but it all comes back to the original cleaning zeros.
Back to me now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's good enough for dust.
Yeah.
I think in light of everything that happened, that is a very calming end for Vasco.
Oh yeah.
Who else would like to go next?
I'd say Mac would probably, if Ostara would have it, escort her to where she wants to go and then go his own way. And then follow his jacket map home.
We can absolutely do that. We can construe those together when we get to that
So
point.
he just essentially would escort, like, go with to that point and then go their separate ways.
Well, in that case, we'll follow back up with yours going home after we do Ostara's. Whether you go next or the couple go next, I'll let you guys decide.
Why do you say that? Because Ostara was going to offer to walk with him all the way up to their splitting point anyways.
Aww.
Yeah, I think she definitely appreciated the company for a little while. And then when she does go there, she'll look specifically for that garden.
How do you spell his full name for me? Sorry.
THEO BR OMIS.
OMI. Theobromys. That's it. Theobromys. That's right.
Yeah.
Such a sick name.
You're a laugh when I tell you what it means.
You follow. You follow the path. It is many weeks. It's about 4.5 weeks to get to the center of the country. Like, not actually, no, because you guys are in the mountain, which is the center. I lied, sorry, because you already made that travel. It's about 4 and a bit weeks going northwest.
In a really fancy carriage that's a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to do that, you basically, like, you can keep this dude on retainer. Like, he's just this dude, like, called, like, I don't even have a name for this guy. Fuck him. Jeeves. Yeah, Jeeves. There's a rumba called Jeeves out there. Jeeves is basically like this, like, older fella. He kind of talks like Cookie from Atlanta. He's just like, "Why don't we Rhode Island dance?" But he's happy to travel, and you find with him, it's good company. He's actually very insightful. He's a man that's done a lot of traveling. He talks about some of the places that you pass through. He talks about there's like beyond the mountain, there's this place called the Dreadwood. Some people believe the Dreadwood is haunted. You pass through other like wood elf establishments. There's a multitude because the forest is so fucking dense, so there's just so many villages and stuff peppered out between. One of the coolest stories you hear that makes you think back to your friend Finnegan is a traveling nomadic tribe of lycanthropes that all apparently like they just learn to keep each other in line, which is kind of sweet. Eventually, after about I'd say it's 4.5 week travels in total. Eventually, Jeeves pulls the carriage up to a crossroads where the two paths would diverge. So are we both going to the hospital and then splitting? Was that the agreement? Or we'd split at the crossroads and you would go?
I think Mac would escort you to the point you're trying to get to and then his own way. He's in no rush.
4.5 weeks go. And the entire time you're on the final day, you're just like, "Nah, we'll be there in a second, don't you worry about it."
He said that every day.
Yep. From like fucking day one.
You can't stop my wagon with all the non-essentials. The whole time you're sitting there, you're like, "Oh, what's it going to be like? Oh my God," like the nervousness, the thing of like trying to picture what Theobromys' garden would look like. But obviously the memory's not there, you know. And eventually you get there and you hear it on the window, and Jeeves is like, "I think we made it, but it's a bit more than a garden, man. We want to have a look." You step out of the carriage. It's indeed a garden. Very nice, beautiful. You like one of those ones where it's like, you know, pavers and it circles around a nice water feature and all these hedges and different flowers. But you are looking. It's not a fucking garden. It's a fucking God's damned hospital. St. Theobromys Home of Healing. With a big statue, like a bronze statue of him just before the doors. Where it's him with like these, like, it's this magical, like he's got his hand out, kind of like how he used to like druidcraft stuff. And it's a magical little like illumination, and it's all different flowers and funguses. Do you approach further? Would you like to go in and have a look?
I travelled all this way, yeah.
You walk up, because you can see the statue, but you can't read the plaque beneath it. You get closer, and you know, there's like hands and stuff going around, like the residents, sorry, that's the word I was thinking of, residents going around with like patients and stuff. There's a multitude of like people here. It's so massive in there. Like there's like physiotherapies going on, aromatherapies with like all the plants and stuff. And you see at the bottom of the statue, it says Saint Theobromys. So he's been sainted, which is not an easy task to do. And I'll cover that a bit later should you decide to investigate it more. With a quote from him saying, "To my darling Ostara, the first garden I ever took pride in." And it's this immaculate fucking stone infrastructure. And if you were to enter the doors that lead into the foyer of the hospital, all the murals painted on the walls are fucking note for note, inch for inch copies to scale of all the equations and the mathematics that went into yours and his first books, trying to learn it like to apothecary and all that sort of stuff together. But that's what you see. That's what it is.
Oh, I think you should ask one of somebody who works there.
One of the residents, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How long ago was this built?
I believe they started building it about 45 years ago.
Do you know where St. Theobromys is? Where he is?
St. Theobromys is in... He was interred in a mausoleum.
Where?
Deep behind the church. There's a private sanctum where certain people, if they wish to be, may be interred there.
Thank you. And she'll go find it, and find where he is, and just sort of sit down to the floor next to it, just cry for a little bit, and just be sad. But eventually, depending on how long Mac hangs out, she'll either leave with him or follow after. And she'll always remember where this is, and periodically we'll come back and visit it and just sit and tell them stories and about all the things she's learned. And she'll, if he allows, follow with Mac back to his tribe. If he doesn't want the company, that's okay as well. And then we'll, thinking about what Lelianna said, just take off. She goes all over the Lycranos, and then when she's run out of places, she travels to anywhere. She goes to all the different continents with, she is an elf, but she's still very young of actual elf time. So she's got many, many years, and will travel as far as she can, like learn as many new plants as she can, spend that time learning, distilling and enhancing the medical field for other people. Potentially, if it lines up that she's that cool, when she's in an air shroud, she might even find a little Fey village of halflings and join in the Feyness as a Eldrin and learn from them, and then part ways again. I think she definitely hoping potentially run into Lelianna and Finnegan on their travels and their journeys and tell them about the garden, and would somehow wind up at Vasco's tavern. It just happens. Neither of them know how, and have a little catch up there as well. And yeah, just been with us for a few hundred years.
Just wondering.
Fancy medicine, learning.
So you find the mausoleum that is built to hold the interred body of Theobromys was built under the was built in vein of the eternal flame. So the god of atonement and compassion. One of her many commandments being the first commandment of hers being go with patience, mercy, and compassion. Inspire others to unite in cause and fellowship. He took everything that he learned. He took everything that he learned to help people, as you said you wanted to do. Albeit he just went in a very fucking roundabout way that absolutely cost him billions of dollars. But he gave back to the people, and in turn they gave back to him, and he was sainted. You learn that people of particular faiths, or even people that are not of particular faiths, people can be approached by heads of churches to be put into sainthood. There are so few saints in the world because not many people achieve greatness to that level. And I don't think in many, many hundred years anyone has ever built a hospital purely out of the compassion of their heart. It's generally not something that happens. People know there's money to be made. But Theo was one of those few that did it out of the fucking goodness of his heart. And if we're jumping ahead a little bit into the future, tales begin to sprout up all over the world of the Witch of the Roads. You might see her in your lifetime. Shit, if you're really fucking lucky, you might see her twice. But there's always stories about this really muddy, fungused up witch with a pack on her back that just seems to walk barefoot between fucking ocean and land. But that's in the future.
She'd also, once she sees the mausoleum, start talking to the god, the Eternal Flame.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily full cleric, but if he's moved on to an afterlife under that god, she wants to go to that afterlife under that god.
Mm-hmm.
And it lines up with her personal beliefs anyway. So she starts carrying around a little symbol.
Well, for a bit of flair, there's 3 commandments that she has on her thing. The first one being go with patience, mercy, and compassion, inspire others to unite in cause and fellowship. Number 2, guide the lost, heal the hopeless. 3, those who commit evil beyond remorse must be dispatched with haste. So,
You're kind of fucking nailing it, eh?
I was going to say 3 for 3, baby. 3 for 3.
We're in, boys.
Mac, since you're in line with this, you go with Ostara, see the great work that was done by her lover, long lost. You decide to go home.
Yep, give it some time, like you do, but if you say you want to come with, he'll wait, give you as long as you need, and then jumps back on the cart with Jeeves and you. And I think he'd like take off the jacket and sort of shot to Jeeves and be like, does it make any sense to you?
Put on my glasses now. Yeah, I got it.
And take off the pirate hat and put that on your head and sort of just decide for another adventure and make their way back to his home. I have no idea how long Mac has been gone and what the deal is. He has a very foggy memory. I think as time goes on, it would come back a little bit, probably.
As you're progressing through the woods, a little bit of flashes, you're like, I think I've been here before. This kind of makes sense. I think I've passed that tree before. You pass by a couple of like outposts and like traders' posts, a couple of guard houses.
How long has it been that Mac's been in the Undying League?
You were the newest.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, the words were that you guys all died together 50 years ago, fighting or trying to take out this supposed vampire lord. You were the newest, so you basically got 150 years knocked off your fucking oath because Theos basically was like, I don't want to deal with this. Fuck this cunt off with the rest of them. So for you, yeah, like about maybe 55, give or take, because you were wandering for a little bit doing your own shit. You were on the boats with Castillo for a while. It's a whole thing. So I'd say about 54, 55. You find home. I don't know what you were expecting, but it's probably not what you see.
Mac would have already been about in his 40s when he joined. So it's probably, been 80-ish years, and as we've talked about their history, a lot has changed in the way their tribe runs. So when Mac left, they were just on the verge of kind of coming out from Forest Folk and being full on like their people were.
I believe the name we picked was the Agellan.
The Agellan.
Yeah, Agellan. Yep.
Essentially like nomadic tribes that were being hired as mercenary groups. And that's when he left. And since then, coming back. Do you want to?
The first thing that triggers an emotional response is you see 2 posts held down with like tension wire with a multitude of coloured like flags, little triangle flags and little symbols and flags. And they all start to trigger some responses. The first one being the target. Another one is there's brass knuckles. And then another one is a skull with a crack in it. And you're like, I recognise these from something. A bit on the nose, but I recognise it. And you continue in. you see a couple of like tents, like little shanty tents and stuff, and you're like, yeah, this feels kind of right. But then you see a couple of like log cabins and all that sort of stuff. It seems to be maybe a semi-permanent fitting, because they were a traveling nomadic tribe, but there seems to be a little bit of permanent footholding here. You don't know for how long. Who knows? When you walk in, you see a multitude. There's other forest folk, like maybe like 4 or 5 that you see off the cuff. You see this one, like he's probably like 3, maybe 2, like a little baby, but he's a little like baby. You know them as like a subsect of forest folk. They're called the Kengari. They're little kangaroo people.
Bleh.
Yeah.
It kicks like a motherfucker.
And you find it's like there's this like she's really young, like this really young Kengari mum who's like
Sorry guys, we gotta keep it down a little bit.
Maybe like fresh 18 with like this little baby. And you see she's there with another like young mum, like forest folk mum. So she's got the antlers and the deer nose, like really feminine, little bob cut hair, and she's got like a little forest folk baby who's got these little tiny nubs coming through his little forehead, and they're playing along. And you see like one of these like big macho like probably like one of the Miridain, like one of the rodent folk, kind of see you like these like big, muscular, very short fur. You can see through his fur where he's like just fucking tatted, like he's tatted up, like on it, like he's got like 2 like nymph women tattooed on his chest, and he's got like fucking the big fucking like wood cut, you know, the big 2-handed wood saw blade like across his stomach. It looks like it's tattooed to like cut into his stomach a little bit, but he's got like big arms and the fucking powerlifting belly, and he kind of looks you up and down. He goes, fucking hell. Mackie. Old man Mackie.
Oh, yeah. Mac. No, Mac. No, Mackie. He's very confused right now.
He's looking at you, and like he's got this weird look of like shock in his face, and he goes, "Oh fuck, you probably don't remember me, mate, but I was about yay high when you left."
Would I? Would anything be coming back, do you reckon?
Do you remember like a fucking like 4 or 5-year-old that may have looked like this dude? But like you've been gone a while, but like he just goes, "You gotta stick around this time, I'll be able to give you a bit of a tour."
Thanks. It's been a while, hasn't it?
A while's putting it nicely.
I think Mac could reach in and pull out the bark, sort of let her be like, "Are any of my people left?"
Sister Celia. Well, mind you, she doesn't look as good as you do.
If you do.
Come on. And he like, you can see it. And he starts going to this scene. He goes, "Mate, I remember where one day my dad and you and your old bike, you got like pissed as fuck, and they unleashed one of the bulls from the fucking paddock, and you like choked it out." And it's like all these stupid stories about all this like random stupid fucking stories of like you just doing tough shit that you just don't remember. And
Matt's pretending to remember. Yeah, that was easy.
You're ingratiated back into this community, and you know stories of like, you know, Mac the Strong. A few of them got the very late tale of Mac the Giant Slayer. You know, definitely censored for children, and but you find home and you find your people, and you learn that later, you know, they're in the process of considering they're all warriors. There's a lot of money to be made as mercenaries, and mayhaps they might not sit too well with Mac considering where he come from. But I'll leave that up to you to decide.
Well, I'd say, so Mac was in the early days of mercenary work where it was more like armies being hired. Now it's almost more, it's leaning more criminal.
Hitmen.
Like, yeah, or like little groups of people being hired to just do hard work, and it's, the whole area's looking a bit, it's seen better days. And it's not what Mac remembers. Mac remembers being, you know, a part of the land and moving around, and they were warriors, so if there was a war to be fought, sure, we fight it. But not this, like, take from whoever, we're strong so we overpower kind of thing isn't the warrior culture that he came up in. It's more now take advantage because of the strength, and I don't think he likes it.
Okay.
But he still wants to find his family.
Just making some notes here. New. I can't spell. My God. You find your sister. Do you think you'd have a name for her?
No? Shoot.
I feel like
Mackenzie, Mac the Second.
they absolutely would do that. Absolutely. Yeah, Mackenzie. So it's Mac and Mackenzie.
That's what I actually thought Mac's name was. he didn't remember it though.
Mackenzie 1, Mackenzie 2.
Could be Mac and Kaden.
Macintosh. You find your sister, Mackenzie. And Mackenzie, you know, forest folk age well, but they age nonetheless. Some of her hair's gone grey, some of the fur around her face has lost a bit of colour. Still very slender, and like very sporting physique. These are very agile people. And she's shocked to see you. But it's many nights spent of going through what you missed, who's left of the family. And there will be a time when Mac has to kind of decide what he wants to do, considering it's not what he thought it would be when he come back.
I'll say this, I reckon there's a large family. They're the kind of people that have a shitload of kids and offspring. I'd say like Mackenzie's probably has 2 or 3 kids who each have 2 or 3 kids of their own.
Oh yeah.
And there's one particular, like a 3-4-year-old little forest folk boy that's just kind of enamored by Mac. And this is Duke.
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah, baby. Foreshadowing.
And he just sort of follows him around for a while until eventually Mac will give him his jacket.
Oh.
But Mac doesn't like what this place has become. So I'd say he's going to leave some money to the family and tell Mackenzie, like, give him a better start than what you got.
Because it's a thing that's like, due to the nature of the lifestyle, a lot of the Agellan do have children quite young, like 18, 19, some of them as young as 17. Like, it's a very, very old school fucking nomadic tribe shit that is slowly being lost to time. Duke being as young as he is, his father, do we have a name for Duke's father?
No.
Well, I keep thinking Eckert. Eckheart.
Yep.
Eckhart, Duke's father. As one day you go to leave again, and he goes, well, you ever find yourself back in Thessendris? There's some money to be made there. I shall see you there one day. And he leaves a hand out.
Shakes the hand. Take care of him.
I'll try my best.
Pulls him in tight, like grab him by the shoulder. Take care of them. And he sort of presses the horns up against his.
Yeah. And off you go a wandering on the road again.
And I'd say if Ostara has stuck around for a bit, Mac will basically be her bodyguard through her adventures.
Oh, I love that.
Could you imagine an elderly elf and a forest folk showing up at Potts Hollow?
What the cranky fuck is this?
He's not live anywhere near as long as you, so I like to think that Mac dies horribly in an incident at some point trying to prove your strength. So bad.
Just a dumb death.
Revive.
Just crushed by a fucking boulder.
Folded like a fucking lord chair.
Swallowed whole by a kraken.
There is some horrific end to Mac.
He found the broom at Vasco.
It's just like,
of just charging into something and just swooshed.
and last but not least, Finnegan and Lelianna. Where do we go?
Through the brick house, straight to the address provided. And I'd almost kind of like imagine like a little bit of bickering, like walking through the streets leading up to the house of the address provided. And Leliana's been an absolute pain in Finnegan's butt. Not intentionally, but she has just been so worked up over the fact that the last correspondence they got was their kids were like fucking off somewhere into the ocean, and the closer they get, the more they're like, oh yeah, happens, and like as they walk up, they're not even going to be there. What's the point? What's the point? We might as well just get on another big eagle and fly over everything and see if we can find them with some binoculars. That seems like a better path to
I
take.
think we should renew our vows.
Stop.
Is this a conversation that's happening as you're like walking through the front door of the address, like the house?
I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you're like bickering, you haven't even knocked on the door. Finnegan says, I think we should renew our vows. As you're on the doorstep, the door opens and a fucking musket barrel comes out. And it's this old, like human woman. If she pulls the trigger, her fucking arm's gonna come off. But she goes, oh my god. Well, that's not fair, is it? You keep getting brought back and you stay young. Come on inside.
Shirley?
You fucking know damn well who I am. Get in the house, dear.
We're kind of like shuffle
You
it
enter
awkwardly.
into this house and you are met with this overwhelming sense of warmth. There has been nothing but love in this house. Multitudes of, we say photos, but you know, like the sketched pictures of definitely Shirley when she was younger. You see this, like, especially when he was younger, this well-built man, you know, mutton chops and the coiffed hair, which you would assume would be that Jamison, because you watch his, like, the photos progressively as he ages and he gets older, and you see so many photos of these two beautiful kids growing up from just little babies to now, or like you know, late teens is probably the latest ones that you see. And forgive me for being so bold, but I feel like both of you, if not one of you, would probably stop and stare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think both of us.
I think Shirley walks up after putting the gun back in the rack, and she comes over and grabs it. And like, she's one of those old ladies that like has got like gotten shorter, so she like hobbled, and she comes over and she like grabs both your hands and she goes, I always knew this day would come. And she like brings you over to the table and sits you down, and she has a pot of tea that she brings along, and she goes, I tell you what, I still think about it every day when you came knocking after your holiday and said that you had been called back to work and you left the girls with us. You did Jamison so much good when you found him that day. And she sees the look of like weird, like trying to remember on your face. And she goes, when she goes and she pulls out like a photo album and she kind of leans it through and she shows you this photo of like, it's where like Jamison was like in recovery and basically tells the story. It's like when you two were out and about, it was like when you were alive but you weren't on deployment, and Jamison had been in a horrific accident where his cart had been bowled over by like a rampaging like cattle beast, and the cart came over and like crushed his fucking waist, like he was like fucked up, like he was gonna die, and you two were there and you were able to stabilize him and help him and get him back home, and that's where the friendship struck up with them. But obviously because they were a bit older then and you were diamond resurrected, it's been like 50 years by this point, but like well, actually, for you guys, no, it would have been different because the discrepancy with the girls. So there would have been another point where between certain resurrections, you guys would have come back. The discrepancies are wibbly wobbly. Fucking sue me. And she goes back in and she goes, you know, it's funny, we raised them the best we could, but they still ended up exactly like the both of you. That's what's funny to me.
Do you know, perhaps, exactly where they might be? Are they still travelling?
I believe so. Wait a moment. And she goes over to like a little Rolodex. There's the letter. I got this one just recently. Recently, I don't know how. I assumed the day would come when you would come here, so you obviously got that letter. But that letter, I believe, was sent a little bit ago. But here, have a look. And you open it up, and it says, Dear Nana, just an update. We came back from about 3 months at sea doing some whaling jobs, but we had to get turned around because unfortunately we sailed too close to the Dead Sea, which you know is a length of sea where like no wind blows. Our ship wasn't equipped for that, and a really hungry like giant octopus tried to hitch a ride, so we just dipped. We've come back ashore. The company reckons there's no more work. However, we've just linked up with this crew. A birdman, a half-elf, his partner and their daughter have asked for us to come aboard to go on this incredible vessel that can fly. It keeps going. It's like, we'll write the second that we have the opportunity to touch base and get to a post office. Lots of love. Leave fresh flowers on Pop-Pop's gravestone for us. And give us any updates when you can about Mum and Dad. P.S. Oh, by the way, maybe don't talk about the flying vessel. We think it might be illegal. Lots of love.
Chip off the old one.
Like I said, just like you.
Lipstick in my nail, it's in a white bag!
They're criminals! They're doing illegal things!
I think if you reread the letter, only the boat is illegal.
My illegal criminals!
As opposed to those legal ones.
You mean cops?
It's too late. It's very late here. I didn't realize how late we'd run.
Oh, yeah. We had to get the closing vignette.
Worth it.
I hope there are no boys on that ship.
I certainly... Sorry. Well, I certainly hope so as well. Surely they would have enough sense about them to not dilly-dally in such affairs. Prematurely, of course. Surely.
Inside his head, he's like, fuck.
You know what? Inside Finnegan's head?
Like, they will abstain.
inside Finnegan's head, it's that meme of all the little mini space marines with the red alert sign saying heresy. They're like, heresy, heresy. Like, he's freaking the fuck out. And you're just like, we're a good, wholesome Christian family.
We live off Christian values in this household.
If they're my fucking kids, brother.
If they're my children, they will be strong and abstain from some vulgar activities.
If my kids, they are definitely vulgar.
Hiskin's on that boat.
I know damn well.
Shh. You're so loud.
Stop being funny.
I can't help it. I can't turn it off.
How long did it take for the travel from where we were to...
Oh, for you guys, because the mountain kind of sits a little bit closer to the coastline. I'd say maybe 2 and a bit weeks, but you had a bit of money. You could have definitely got a carriage and done it quicker. So maybe, let's say,
On that definitely worked.
2 weeks.
Oh, boo hole.
Matt doesn't care about money. He was just like, fun.
Funds. Pardon me.
Should we write them a letter?
Yes.
And what do we say?
At this point in the conversation, like as they're drinking tea and they're stressing about like these two kids, her like hand starts to shake and she's kind of like looking at Finnegan with like a bit of sweat on her brow.
Come on, spit it out. Not the tea. What's on your mind?
Well, you know how we were talking about the prophecy thing, and, you know, we thought it might have been, you know, a now thing, and it turns out it was an actual past thing with the twins, obviously. Yes, it turns out it's both.
And this time, instead of going completely pale, he has the biggest fucking smile on his face. And he just grabs your hands and just goes, let's settle here. We'll write to the girls and we'll start anew.
Make sure you put a precautionary tale in there, though. Just make sure you include in whatever letter we write that they can't be doing the hanky-panky. We're still so youthful, we're not ready to be grandparents yet.
Yes, no, that is, yep.
I will not have you being a gilf before you even hit your 30s.
Hot dog.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no boys.
No boys.
No boys.
No boys.
The camera pans out of the kitchen. No boys, no girls, no people. The camera pans out. You settle on this coastal town, and if we were to fast forward the future and be so bold.
Quick question. Coastal as in like, you know, trade and stuff through here?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say when you guys go to deliver the letter, there's a big wanted, like, cautionary sign. This is the DM in me coming out for my next.
Okay.
A big sketch of an airship with the wanted any information, highly illegal, government funds, not stolen, but like
I'd be like, probably like government fund. It's technically stolen. Like,
yeah, essentially government funds stolen.
Misused.
Yeah, misused government funds in the acquisition of an illegal airship. Any information, like reward offered.
We just both look at it, and then there's just a... Oh, brother.
Finnegan pulls it.
The curtains draw on this iteration of the Undying League. As in fact, for a bit of flair, we do cut to a bit of deep wood in the many forests of Vassal, farthest to the west. We pan through Hendrickson, the secondary capital city, many markets, Tudor stone buildings, as the camera fast forwards and pulls through. Deep, hidden within the large forest and trees, is a long, sleek, metallic airship. As the gangway plank, people are walking up it. An emissary man with bright-coloured hair and feathers with a gigantic sword on his back. There is a half-elf man wearing leathers, barbered up hair, tassels on his belt, and he kind of looks out. He gets knocked in the leg by this little red-haired girl, half-elf as well, as he picks her up and pops her on her shoulders. This tall, slender, black-haired woman with red hair and like a pirate's, like a tricorner hat and a red feather in her hair, smiles as this man and the child walk up the steps. And do you want to quickly describe what the girls look like now?
I reckon they're definitely having a bicker as they walk up. There is a same skin colour as Lelianna, so that blue teal, but long flowing blonde hair like her father Finnegan. It's put in these very ornate two pigtails. She has those bright hazel eyes that her father does. She's got a lute on her back and she wears very flowy, ethereal clothing. It's of golds and purples and blues, and she's being way too nonchalant with the person beside. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. It's gonna be fun.
If I can take over here.
Do you want to swap?
Yeah, alright.
Pull your pants up, Sam.
It was too funny.
There we go. As you guys start walking up, Wes mentioned this sleek, beautiful ship. Seems there's some battle scars along the back, and it's been through some shit. The crew, as aforementioned, as well as a small monkey with a knife tucked into its belt running along the side, chasing a cat. A beautiful woman with this almost small glow of ethereal wings you can see tucked away, sort of smiles and nods, as a large minotaur swoops both you in and pulls you and goes, "Oh, no deckheads!" Throws you in and throws a couple of mops at you. Start. As the ship begins to come up, running along the back and sort of shouting, "Wait, wait!" is a elvish gentleman in a green suit. "I've got money!" And that's where we'll stop.
Yes, baby.
And that
It's gonna be bad.
hell yeah.
Indiana's invisible. She doesn't look like anything.
And that is where we end the Undying League. What a fun run and some closure to some characters.
Also, Indiana is also a tiefling. She has the same skin tone as Finnegan and short blue hair. And she is wearing all black, like Lelianna.
Who's she worship though?
The Queen.
The Queen of Horrors. When you get onto the deck, of this ship, you know, it's not wood, it's all fucking metal, this entire ship. I feel like there's a moment where your mother's innate sense of, like, it's not worry, it's intuition, you call it intuition. You're like, oh, you know, considering your sister, it's gonna be fine. It replays in your head like a record. And you're like, is it though? And you look forward onto like the long fucking spike of this ship. This like little raven hugs along the edge. Gets chased off by a monkey. The monkey goes to attack it, leaps.
She'll put her arm out for the raven to basically sit on her forearm and just go, "Tell me when Mum's back." And then like flick her arm for it to go away.
It goes away. comes back, lands, and you know how like birds, to get like full vision, they have to look at you sideways because they have the like prey eyes. Looks, then looks towards you with the head, and you swear there's a little bit of a bink.
She'll tell us this about later.
And getting on the deck, you feel the push of the wind, like pushing you towards the door.
How the fuck did you get a bird to wink at you? Hiskin.
Seems like your turn.
Guess the bird just like them better.
You got no idea.
You can't pull women, but you can pull fucking birds. How good's that, mate? As Tommy points at you and laughs.
Well, clearly you can't pull fucking either, mate.
And that
I'm gonna go hang out with my friend. Walks away with your adopted daughter.
it will close in on the Undying League. I hope for some of you who repurpose characters that we get a sense of closure as they finally get the happy ending that we knew they deserved from the start.
And we'll see you all back in our regular campaign.
Yeah.
Or if you just watch the one-shots, the next Airships game.
We've got a lot going on for the Broken Feud, and then at some point, the airship, the Star Steel, which the name of the new airship is coming back. And
you guys wouldn't have seen
With some new faces.
Our little lore building game. New characters, new kids, new legacy characters. And I said I'd never do it again. But here we are.
You were bullied.
I was bullied. We hope you guys enjoyed it. This one was a little bit long, but we had to get long. We had to get the closure at the end, you know. But we'll see you guys
I'll be in trouble tomorrow.
in the next episode of Tones and Tales. Peace.